name's Owen, and I'm the Dungeon Master of our Return of the Giants 5th edition homebrew campaign.
Hi, I'm Ali. I'm playing Lyra, the Eladrin Spore Druid, and she is just a little bit obsessed with mushrooms.
Hi, my name's Simon. I'm playing the character of Ember. I'm a wildfire druid who's on a quest to be the very best there ever was.
Hi, I'm Dave, and I play Harry Harrington, the Harrengon, the roguish merchant with the heart of gold.
My name is Christian. I'm playing Bartholomew, the romantic dancing Owlin, Paladin of devotion.
Hi, my name is Matt, and I'll be playing Niles Silverwind, the Owlin, Way of the Sympathy Monk.
Hey guys, I'm Jared. I play the character of Threign, the boisterous frost giant, the Goliath, path of the giant Barbarian.
Hello there, lovely listener. This is just a warning to let you know that this episode of Return of the Giants may contain adult language or adult themes. Hello! Welcome back, everybody, to the Lost Archives. It is wonderful to see all of you once again. We are here. We are raring and ready to go. It is obviously our homebrew adventure, The Return of the Giants, the premiere 5th edition campaign that you can enjoy right here, right now on Twitch, or if you're listening to us recorded on YouTube or on the podcast, anywhere you get your good YouTube videos or podcasts. Mostly YouTube for YouTube videos, but for podcasts, loads of platforms of your choice that you can grab from. We're very excited to be back. It is really... we left on a bit of a cliffhanger and a bit of a tense moment last session, so very excited to be jumping back in. We had some interesting revelations and lore drops for a few of the characters last session, so very keen to jump back into that. We do have an ongoing apology from Jared. As I've said before, he's away for these few sessions. We're not sure when we'll have him back, hopefully very soon. Simon is with us. If you're watching on the stream or watching YouTube, you won't be able to see his face right now, but he is here. He's smashing some din so that he can give it his full attention once we start. What are you having for dinner, Simon?
Owen, I don't know what you're talking about. We're listening on the podcast right now, and Simon's here and present. No one knows that he's missing. No,
it's a good point, actually. On the audio-only format, I've just called you out for no reason. No one would have known. I'm just an arsehole.
I mean, you can always cut that asshole part out. It's fine. It's just for the Twitch people, right?
Should do that, actually. It's a good point. I'm not going to, though. Let's do our recap and let's jump into the session. I don't want to keep us waiting any longer than we have to. So let me quickly do our recap and we will jump into the session. Slightly longer recap because obviously we were away last week, just so that we're all back on the same page. The Tempest Adventuring Guild, a name now legendary across the lands of Nostea, is taking on the threat posed by the return of the Giants to Nostea. Lyra, Niles, Harry, Ember, Threign, and newcomer Bartholomew are exploring the vast caverns of the Underdark, drawn below by rumours of stone giants taking over territory after forming some strange alliance with the Duergar. After assisting the deep gnomes of Blindenstone in reclaiming their fortress home from a draconic Bahia, the group have made their way into the Dorche Chasm in search of the remnants of the lost stone giant city of Tontanur, the City of Stone Teeth. Tracking the edge of the Dark Lake to the deep fissure leading to the forge halls, the team eventually found themselves above a river of lava, slowly flowing down towards a distant cavern full of enormous stone spires, the remnants of the once beautiful giant city. With the only visible path into the city guarded by Duergar watchtowers and gatehouses, the team decided on infiltration rather than a full-on assault. Ember used his Firbolg magic to disguise himself as a Duergar, the rest locking manacles and shackles to their arms and necks to help sell the illusion. The plan almost fell apart though, when one of the guards approached Ember and called out something in Dwarvish, the party suddenly realizing Ember doesn't speak that language. Luckily though, Harry was able to sneakily translate enough for Ember to convince the dwarves to switch to common. Revealing Bart to the Duergar, the team were quickly ushered across the bridge to deliver the cargo to Obsidian Foot. Entering the dwarven-controlled region of Tontanur, the team soon began to realize the Duergar had been here for some time, slowly taking over more and more of the ruined stone giant city and converting it into their own outpost. A large part of the operation seemed to be focused on the collection of giant metal to melt down, its unique properties making it ideal for strong but lightweight armor. After coming across a group of deep gnome slaves being led by a rather gruff-looking Duergar, Ember attempted to convince the slaver to lead the group to Obsidian Foot. Making their way across a damaged stone spire, the group suddenly came to a stop. A lone stone giant making its way through the dwarven-controlled part of the city, looking around, confused. Emerging from a side street, the leader of this group of Duergar, Obsidian Foot, flanked by a large number of Duergar dressed in armor made from the melted down giant metal. As Obsidian Foot raised his hammer aloft, a sudden wave of fear emanated from the stone embedded in it, the team finding themselves seeing Elder Hunmar, the old leader of the stone giants where Obsidian Foot had once stood. All the party, except Ember and Bart, able to resist the effects of the magic, instead watching on as Obsidian Foot used this magical guise to force the stone giant back to work excavating the city. With the stone giant now departing, the group were about to make their way to the command tower when Niles accidentally revealed the heartstones embedded in the backs of the hands of the party. The situation suddenly looking a little more dire, Bart called out loudly, accusing the slaver of attempting to undermine Obsidian Foot. Moments later, the masked stone guard of Obsidian Foot arrived and took the party and the Duergar slaver prisoner, escorting them to a cell within the command tower. On the way, Niles spotted an unexpected sight. An Owlin, flying down from the gloom towards the structure. A fellow member of the Silverwind family and his cousin, Nyx. Trapped in the cells and aware the magic powering Ember's disguise would soon fade, the team quietly took out the slaver and prepared to escape from the cell when an opportunity next presented itself. Listening at the door, Harry overheard a conversation between Obsidian Foot and Nyx, discussing the creation of lightweight armor for use by Aarakocran soldiers, Obsidian Foot also revealing he had recaptured Bart and describing his other Owlin prisoner Niles to her. Lyra realised it might be time to use her magic to summon some extra help, casting Conjure Fey in the hopes of calling upon some Myconid assistance. Instead, the spell went wild, and pulled through a male spring Eladrin called Dewey Gonabrook, who seemed just as surprised as the party at his sudden conjuration. After attempting to question this newcomer and finding his answers more than a little vague, the team suddenly found the door opening once again, revealing Nyx and Obsidian Foot. Taking Niles away from the rest of the group, Nyx attempted to convince her cousin to join her and the leader of the Silverwind family, Titus, against the Liang clan, the current family who control the Eris theocracy. Niles used this opportunity to try and uncover some more information, learning that Nyx was not responsible for Bart's abduction and some of the aspects of Titus's plans. Nyx, however, was getting just as much information from Niles, learning about the deal with the devil Obsidian Foot had made and about the Heartstones. Refusing to go against his teachings, Niles remained steadfast and turned down Nyx's offer to return to the surface and the Silverwind family. Meanwhile, back at the rest of the group, an enraged Obsidian Foot took out his frustrations on Bart, revealing his older brother Alphonse had betrayed him and handed him over to the Duergar, fully aware of the cruelty he would suffer at their hands. Taking advantage of Obsidian Foot's emotional state, Bart, Ember, Harry, and Lyra played on his paranoia, using their knowledge of the Heartstones and the knowledge of the deal he had made with the devil to plant seeds of doubt about the arrangement. We left off last session as Harry called up Figment to display the illusionary map once more, Obsidian Foot realizing his stone doesn't work the same way as the party's, and blaming the devil for manipulating him. However, right as things seem to be really working out, Harry made the incredible decision to demand to talk to Obsidian Foot's boss. And that is where we left off last session. Yeah, I don't know if you remember this, Dave, but or Harry, I should say. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. You let the intrusive thoughts win, and Harry. We left off last session as Harry went, "Oh, shouldn't you run that by your boss?" And Obsidian Foot
right.
taking exception to that. Yeah,
Incredible.
Obsidian Foot wasn't a fan of that.
Even the tiny little rabbit's making fun of him now. So
this is a man whose ego really wasn't. It didn't have much left to take. It's a very fragile ego to start with, and it had taken a few blows during the course of the last two sessions. A tiny little bunny boy saying, do you have the clearance to make these decisions? Maybe you should check with your boss. And then nodding out the door towards Nyx. Didn't go down as well as you might have thought. So where we left off last session, Harry. As Obsidian Foot slams down the large warhammer, the stone in the very center pulses with light and magic. Lyra, Ember, and Bart, you watch as this, almost like a thin wave, shoots out from the stone. As it passes over your heartstones, you feel this strange momentary panic, bile rising in your throats before it dies down again. But the magic isn't focused on you. Instead, it seems focused on Harry. Harry, could I please get you to roll me a charisma saving throw?
+4.
Should
I'm a
be pretty good.
charismatic little boy.
Hoot,
He
hoot.
is a charismatic little
22.
boy. 22.
Oh,
Harry. As the energy washes over you, the map, the holographic display, this illusionary display that your patron Figment is able to provide of the surrounding area, as the wave of energy washes over, you watch as the map begins glitching for a moment before vanishing, the light in your heartstone turning dark. Inside your mind, you hear Figment's voice. If it loads.
Harry, something is wrong.
And Figment's voice cuts out. Silent.
Just in case it changes that, he does have a +4, so it's a 26.
It does change things slightly. That is good to know. Harry, as Figment's voice cuts out and the gem goes dark, everything begins fading away around you. Blackness overtakes your vision until nothing remains but a void of shadow. And then suddenly, a warmth, a vibration coming from your hand. And as you look down at the Heartstone, you're partially, how do we describe it? Not robotic, but like your partially like construct hand twitching for a moment as your gemstone explodes with light. The darkness around pulls back, leaving these streaks, these tendrils of shadow pushing away from you, burning as if under the hot sun. The light blinding you as it emerges from inside your gemstone. And then Figment's voice returning.
No, you cannot have him. He is mine.
And as the effect bursts through, you watch, all of you see the light from Obsidian Foot's hammer go out. Dark, as Harry stands there. Obsidian Foot, holding the hammer, looks at Harry, squints, then picks up the hammer and goes, Fear! Fear! Why isn't this working? Fear!
Harry
As
would
he
like to
slams
do
it down.
something very spontaneous.
This always bodes well. I think the last time you said
Oh,
this, it's
God.
when you tried to stab a gemstone with your knife.
That was a while ago. So it was a while ago.
You haven't
It's about
suffered a
time.
concussion in
About
about
time.
40 sessions. It's probably time for another one.
Minor brain injury. Yeah, exactly.
what is that, like a week in game though? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically.
I have had my soul semi-detached from my body.
We do have this weird
How
thing
far
where...
away is the hammer?
How far away is it from you? Probably about 30, 40 feet.
Yeah. Which is it? 30 or is it 40?
Okay, it's 30 feet away from you. Let's split the difference. It's 35 feet away from you. 30, 40 feet, 35 feet.
Harry would like to walk or run 5 feet and then Misty Step and hold the hammer.
You gotta try and grab it.
Yep. Because Figment last session said that he could connect with it and that it would be risky.
Yeah.
But, hell, let's just go with the momentum.
Okay. This is what happens. Harry, as you feel this warmth, this almost connection forming between you and the Heartstone, stronger than ever, as Figment pushes back this effect and claims you. You dart forwards, ducking underneath, and then stepping. Rather than stepping into mist, you watch as Harry's form glitches out, and then this almost like illusionary display as he speeds up, shooting around behind the back of Obsidian Foot, or getting to the side of him, as you reach out and place your hand upon the hammer. Harry, I'm going to get you to roll me a spellcasting check, please. You can just do it as if it was an Eldritch Blast as you try and do this.
Yeah. Okay. Wish me luck. 23.
Harry.
Luckily, I have a +7.
Harry, as you place your hand upon the hammer, your hand begins burning. The smell of charred flesh and burning fur emerges as the hammer begins glowing red hot as you place your hand upon it. You watch as Obsidian Foot, his hands also begin to smoke as he holds the hammer desperately. It begins
Harry
heating up.
holds and maintains intense direct eye contact with
with the little game.
With the gem or with Obsidian Foot?
With the Obsidian Foot, as both our hands are burning.
Okay.
Wow.
Yes,
Can
I'm
Bart
gonna
try to assist in this moment.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna throw to everyone because this, as Harry ducks under and then places his hand upon, this is technically movement action, bonus action. So let's, I guess let's stick in a pseudo
Not there
initiative.
yet.
Not quite. You're about to enter though. That's what's so funny about this. Because I'm gonna go through these three and then we're gonna talk about you.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
We're gonna definitely have a talk about you. Fuck.
Are you wanting to go into initiative, or
I'm
just
thinking
wondering if you want me to tell you what we want to do, or do you want us to go into?
I'm going to keep us in a pseudo initiative for now, just because things might happen. But if it looks like we're going to be sticking in initiative, no, do you know what? Fuck it, we're in initiative. We are. This is what it's for. Yeah. Can I get you all to click on your character tokens and roll initiative, please?
I'll roll it too, I guess.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Should update all of your things automatically. Perfect. Let's quickly roll for Obsidian Foot. Yeah, that's what this is exactly what initiative's for. Ooh.
Can Niles connect with me through walls?
No, I think you have to be able to see the target to use your way of sympathy. Alrighty, so we've got a 14 for
rolling.
Ember. That's very nice. So 14 for Ember. We've got a 12 for Lyra. We've got a 3 for Bartholomew, 18 for Niles. We can take that Duergar off. That Duergar is not there. And we can take Threign off. And we've got... That's everyone. And then we've got a 4 for Obsidian Foot. I did not roll well for Obsidian Foot. Harry, your initiative is 20. That's perfect. We've just had your turn, so that's ideal. Let's quickly jump to Niles. Oh, yeah, Harry, yeah.
Can I hold an action?
Yeah.
That
I would
if
argue
it
that,
all
yeah.
goes pear-shaped,
Yeah.
I would like to cast darkness centered around myself.
Ooh.
If it all goes pear-shaped.
Okay. Okay. Just what would Harry classify as pear-shaped? So you touch more specificity.
If it looks like myself or anyone around me that going into darkness would help them as well, avoid an attack.
Okay, perfect. That's good enough. I can work with that. Okay, shit, son. I'm going to change the music. We need something more appropriate. This is not how I thought this was going to go. I can't. There is one player I have never been able to. I've never been able to predict one player in Avatar, in D&D.
Oh, I wonder.
And it's Dave. I have never once been able to predict Dave's actions ever. Everyone else, I get it right some of the times. I get it wrong some of the times. I kind of know when I bait a hook, which ones you're going to take, depending on what the bait is. No fucking clue with Dave. I have never successfully been able to predict anything he will do, ever. I never know. It's always chaos, and it's always hilarious.
2 words. Chaotic good.
I think you're true chaos. You're somehow doubled chaos. It's rather than taking an alignment in like your behavior, it's just 2 chaoses next to each other.
Chaotic chaos. Is that? Should we make that a new alignment?
Chaotic chaos. Yeah. I cannot.
To the side.
I think, it's its own box. No, it's not a box. It's a triangle. It doesn't fit in the box.
It's an irregular pentagon.
Yeah, it's a rhomboid just off by itself somewhere.
I'm gonna make that alignment as a t-shirt. That'd be great.
Yeah, shit. And then we could just have Harry like, oh, that'd be a sick t-shirt, and then have like Harry's little face poking over it, like looking down. That'd be. I'd wear that. Fuck, I'd wear that. And you can too. By the time you watch this, I'll have done my best to get this up on the Lost Archives store. Harry, 100%.
Yeah,
you can absolutely hold your action. That's a very good use of your held action. Niles, I guess we're dealing with you now. This is it's almost too perfect, actually, having Niles pop back in. As you're walking down the corridor with Nyx, Niles, you had where you just left off. You had pretty much refused to work with Nyx. She'd offered a few different variations. One was like essentially she'd revealed that Bart needs to stay down here for the time being, but now she's like, oh, it's perfect. Like if you bring the lost son of the Liang clan back to the surface right when there's a civil war brewing, a coup happening, it will invoke chaos amongst the Liang clan. This is brilliant. I need you to make sure Niles gets back to the surface safely when the time is right, Niles. And you were like, fuck no, I'm doing my own thing. I don't follow those teachings anymore. I'm not that owl.
Well, yeah, I mean, basically, like, I'm throwing my hat in with Bart, because, like, he seems like a level-headed guy.
Yeah,
despite the fact that he was, like, maybe, wanting to make some deals later on. But anyway, that's fun.
As you begin approaching the holding cell where you had seen your companions, you see the door is closed once again, and three of the Stone Guard are standing outside, looking around. Two of them in deep conversation, speaking in Dwarvish to one another. Do you speak Dwarvish, Niles? I don't think you do. Do you know?
Great question. I don't think I do.
Pretty sure it was only me and
I think it was you and Threign.
Yeah. I speak Elvish, but not Dwarvish.
Not so helpful here, unfortunately, the Old Elvish.
Who doesn't speak Elvish? Threign.
As you see these two dwarves speaking hurriedly to one another, looking almost a bit guilty and a bit concerned, Niles.
Right.
You see Nyx approach, look around and go, "Where's Eladrin?" One of the dwarves, a woman, looks towards the door and goes, "He's disciplining the prisoners. He asked not to be disturbed." Disciplining.
Okay.
We need to talk about this. I need that Owlin. Bartholomew cannot be injured. Not too much. A little bit's okay. We want to highlight the travesties of what happened, but Melgrim goes too far this day. Step aside. And you watch as the three Duergar stand in her way and block. Obsidian Foot said he was not to be disturbed. He said no interruptions. Yeah, fuck off, Owl. As they look towards her. You watch as Nyx pauses, turns her head ever so slightly to the side as her eyes look around. Oh, sorry, she can't look around, she's an Owlin. As her head looks around, capturing the gaze of all of the people, as she makes eye contact with each of them, and then looks back towards you, Niles, and goes, "If your thirst for blood is so quenched, you may want to look away." And with that, Nyx is going to enter the initiative.
Oh, shit.
That is going to be the token I have for Nyx. I can't use yet because it's a very mild spoiler. I'm going to use a. I can't go into details of why it's a mild spoiler. I was saving her artwork reveal for a later time, so I'm just going to use the standard Aarakocra for her token, and I think I might bring us across to the map in the next little bit. We don't need it right this second, but we are going to need it fairly soon from the looks of things.
Fuck me. Niles probably is thinking 101 things. Probably doesn't know how to react to this.
That's why I'm giving you all this information first, so that you kind of know what you're doing with your turn. So let me quickly position you and Nyx at the doorway with the guards. All right, perfect. There we go.
Oh, fuck. Do I fight?
Alrighty, let's roll for Nyx. Okay. So, Nyx is 17. Nyx is actually going after you, Niles. Do you want? What would you like to do?
Oh God, I don't know. I don't know. I just had this whole spiel about not really wanting to fight, but now I'm like, I don't really like these dwarves. Niles is gonna. He's gonna take up a fighting stance, and he's gonna say back to Nyx, "Don't mistake my unwillingness to get my hands dirty for complacency. I don't like these dwarves any more than you do. And I'm going to fight one of them."
Outstanding. Yeah, I'm pleased we're in initiative then.
No.
This has gone a different direction than I thought it might go tonight. I was all prepared for you guys to have Obsidian Foot summon the devil and there to be a discussion about the you two going, I did not see this bit coming. This is awesome.
Niles is not going to, just to be clear, I think Niles isn't going to go for killing blows this time around.
Non-lethal.
He will be going for more non-lethal attacks.
Yeah, for sure.
More to incapacitate, but looking at Nyx, it's probably not going to matter. All right, I'm just gonna try and punch one of them.
And I think I might bring us across to the map. I think.
Yeah, good idea.
I think we're at the stage.
You still summon the demon after we give him a bit of a butt whooping.
That's true. You could still summon the devil. That's a good point, actually. You don't. Yeah, that's a great point, Dave. That's a natural one.
Yep.
Niles, as you strike out for the first blow, it's just bad luck. You go to strike, and the Stone Guard drops down to pull out their massive cleaver, and it's just the movement down that moves their head out of the position where they like. There's no way you could have predicted this movement, and it's just sheer chance that your blow misses. You come around with the second blow. 22 is definitely going to hit.
Awesome. I'll roll for some damage there. Okay.
This is very exciting. I didn't see this coming.
How much that is?
10 bludgeoning damage.
Very cool.
Oh yeah, I should roll initiative for Dewey Gonnerbrook. Let me roll initiative for Dewey Gonnerbrook.
Oh yeah, for Dewey.
The alleged guy who's just chilling with you. He's like, I'd rather not cut people down. It is rather wet work.
I will use Flurry of Blows and pull off another 2 attacks.
Nice.
Cool.
Alrighty, so 10 bludgeoning damage, 19 and 21 both hit for the Flurry of Blows, 100%.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
And 10 more damage, holy shit. And 9 more damage. Are you targeting 2 of the armored stone guards with the masks, or the Duergar who doesn't currently have a mask, just the stone armor? A bit different.
Probably the one without the mask, just going for incapacitating shots to the face.
100%. So that is 29 points of bludgeoning damage. Holy shit. Holy shit. As you lash out, your fists blurring into almost invisibility as you slam forwards in these rapid blows. You watch as the Duergar's head snaps back, not expecting this sudden aggressive moment. I will roll for the Duergar now. I was just waiting till a fight actually broke out before I had them all rolling initiative. I'll just roll for the Duergar Stone Guard separately, I think. Yeah.
Just want to let everyone know that Harry didn't throw the first punch. Niles did. Just putting it out there.
Technically.
Sure.
The best kind of correct. Alrighty. Oh my goodness, this is going to be some full initiative. Okay, so... Anything else on your turn, Niles?
No, I don't think so. Yep, I'm just gonna... Yeah, that's my turn. All good.
Awesome sauce. Nyx is up next. You watch as Nyx rushes forwards and makes 2 attacks.
Oh god.
That is going to be a natural 1 and then a 24. Oh, she also misses the first strike as she rushes up next to you, Niles, vaulting over you and landing on your left-hand side, taking on 2 of the stone guards that are standing next to you. The first strike goes wide as she jumps through the air. One of the stone guards ducks underneath it. She has to scramble and get back up into position, using a bit more of her movement speed to do so before she lashes out with another strike. 24, that is going to deal 11 points of force damage as she strikes not with the closed fist, Niles, but almost with a tiger claw style attack, like a kung fu tiger claw, as the claws dig in. And then you watch as this pulse of energy shoots out from her hand, slamming through the opponent's body, seeming to disrupt the flow of ki within it, or the flow of energy. She's then going to follow up with a flurry of blows. That is going to be that's a 19, which will hit, and a 21, which will also hit. She's going to deal an additional 8 points, and another 8 points. As she slams repeatedly into the Duergar Stone Guard, you hear the Stone Guard cry out, as the lady, the female Duergar with the mask covering, you watch as blood shoots out from underneath the edge of the mask, dripping down onto the armor of the Duergar. That is Nyx's go. It is the Duergar Stone Guard's turn next. They're going to slam into Nyx with both of their warhammers as hard as they possibly can. Actually, no, sorry. They're both going to... No, they're both going to go. They're both going to go for the attack. They're not going to enlarge just yet. That is going to be a 13 and a 14 to hit Nyx, neither of which hit, which is a shame because one of them rolled maximum damage. 13 and 14, neither of those hit Nyx. You watch as Nyx nimbly dodges under the blows, Niles, and as she looks towards you, she looks disapprovingly. Why are you holding back? Kill these fools. That is the Duergar Stone Guard's turn. Ember.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey. So I'm in a room.
Yeah.
Harry's just trying to take a burning weapon out of Obsidian Foot's hand.
You can hear the sizzle of flesh. You know the smell of burning fur and flesh, Ember. I mean, in the glassworks of the Circle of Fire, accidents do occasionally happen, and there are Firbolgs who have very small scars, mostly healed by magic, but from glass that has burned them. It happens. It's a side effect of wielding magic and fire magic in particular.
Okay. Harry, do you want to put yourself on the map whereabouts you're standing with Obsidian Foot?
I can
Are
do
you
that for you if you like.
standing?
He's right next to
Yeah,
him.
like
We're in the torture room, right?
Yeah. You're right next to him, Harry, because you're
Yeah.
touching his hammer. That sounds a bit
Oh,
wrong.
I thought we were in the torture room or the prison cell.
You're still in the prison cell. You
No.
were about to potentially make your way into the torture cell, but that didn't happen.
Oh, okay.
You didn't make it.
okay.
Yeah.
So seeing that, do I hear any of the commotion outside?
Do you want to make me a... What's your passive perception, Ember?
Passive perception of 16.
Yeah, 100%. You can hear the sounds of cries, the sounds of a battle hoot from Nyx. She goes into attack. Actually, no, I'm going to say it's, like that really disturbing, almost like screech that screech owls can make. This really like rough. Yeah, she makes that cry as she then launches into them. It's like off-putting shriek.
Cool. All right. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run from the door that I was standing in front of, the torture chamber, to the door to get out of.
We can call it the
chamber.
chamber of persuasive action, if you like. If the word torture is going to be banned by YouTube, we can call it the
Persuading people, of course. I'm going
aggressive
to go
persuasion.
to the door. I'm going to look through the keyhole like Harry was earlier.
Yep.
I'm going to send Flicker to stand next to
yeah?
Harry.
Yep.
Hold the hammer as well.
Yep.
Stare at Harry, and then I'm going to
shit.
do fiery teleportation through the keyhole out of the door, which is just on the 15 feet.
With
That's why I
Harry,
was asking for it.
with Harry, and
With-
you're hoping the hammer as well comes too, and not Obsidian Foot.
Yeah. So that's why I'm getting, because I can only take people that I take people that are friendly to me. So essentially, he's looking at Harry, he's grabbing the hammer as well, and he's just planning to fuck off out of there to where
What?
I'm looking out the door.
Let's have a quick peekaroo. What happens if you try to teleport someone who's unwilling? Let's quickly pull it open and have a look. Because
It's my willing creatures that I choose, I think, that are willing.
yeah,
So I don't know if Harry's willing or unwilling, but either way,
I think all Harry's focusing on is holding the hammer, because it does sound quite painful. But he's holding the hammer and staring at Obsidian Foot, and that's all he's focusing on.
each
You
willing
either
creature
willing
of your
or unwilling.
choice. So I can choose not to send Obsidian Foot as well. If
yeah.
Does it mention objects in any?
Doesn't mention objects from what I can see.
doesn't exclude them or include them. So
Spirit, and each willing creature of your choice within 5 feet of it teleport up to 15 feet to an occupied space that you can see. Each creature within 5 feet of the space that the spirit left must succeed on dexterity. Oh, okay. I'm going to have to make a call on this because there is no mention of objects.
yeah,
Obviously, Obsidian Foot is not keen on being teleported. He still has a solid grip on the hammer. So does Harry. I'm going to roll a D100 to see what happens. Simon, could you roll me a D100, please?
I sure can.
We're gonna see if the magic goes wild. Essentially, 28.
28.
Okay, here's what happens. As Harry's hands are burning, clutching onto the hammer, Flicker grabs onto the hammer, grabs onto Harry, and then explodes into flame. Harry and Flicker immediately find themselves out in the hallway. Harry, your hand is a little bit burnt. You take 3 points of fire damage from the burning hammer. We're going to get to that on your turn, but this works as well. I'm then going to need Obsidian Foot to take some fire damage. Could you please roll me some fire damage for the fiery teleportation as Obsidian Foot is left behind? I need to make a dex save for him as well.
Dex save, yeah, correct.
I am thinking... I'm thinking that a 5 is a fail.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is.
I
And
thought it might be.
I rolled a 1, but I'm pretty sure because I've got What's the one?
Elemental Adept.
Yeah. So does that make it a 2? Is that how it
Yes,
works?
it does. Yes, that is exactly correct.
Cool. So 2 fire damage.
Hey, that's not nothing.
Huzzah!
That's not nothing.
Double that damage.
Exactly, it's double damage. Okay. As Harry and Flicker suddenly find themselves out in the corridor, you watch Niles and Nyx. You watch as suddenly Harry appears in front of you, his hand burning as he looks down and goes like trying to put it out as Flicker is on his shoulder looking around a bit confused. Harry, the hammer is wrenched away from you. However, you were still trying to make a connection with it.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to quickly... No, we'll deal with it when we get to your turn. We'll see what happens when we get to your turn, because your turn is... yeah, we'll get to it when we get to your turn. We'll talk about that when we get to your turn. I don't want to skip ahead with that. That's important. We'll wait for your turn. Ember, anything else on your turn as Harry and Flicker suddenly vanish from the room?
So I'm looking for the keyhole. I see them both appear there.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn around and see Obsidian Foot because that's my bonus action.
Yeah.
Doing the Flicker. Turning around, am I seeing Obsidian Foot with a hammer, or am I just
you can see him still holding the hammer, but almost a grimace of pain as his armor is smoldering slightly and his hands are burning as he grabs onto the hammer.
That's annoying. I am just going to cast. Then I'm just going to throw my flame at him as well. Just why not? We're already attacking each other. Might as well throw that in there as well.
Let's go.
That is a nat 20.
That's a natural 20.
Whoa! Let's go!
Ember, as you see the flames burning on his shoulder from Flicker's teleportation, you reach out, pull them into your hands, enlarge them, feeding the fire, and then send it straight back at him.
So I've got to double check how this all works. So
Yes.
that is, I'll just double the dice. Is that how we're doing it?
So the way it works is we add a full dice on top of it. So in this case, your dice is 2d8s, so you would get an additional 16. So that goes from 14 damage to 30 damage.
Love it, love it. And also, I've got to double check as well. I'm pretty sure now that Flicker is summoned, I get an extra 1d8 every time I cast a cantrip. I've got to double check the new rules or something like that. But it's
Is it
enhanced.
cantrip or is it just fire damage?
Fire damage, just in general. Or there's one thing for cantrips, I believe, but there was another thing for just fire
Is that
damage. in
the
general.
enhanced bond? Whenever you cast a spell that deals fire damage or restores hit points while your wildfire spirit is summoned, roll a d8 and you gain a bonus equal to the number rolled to 1 damage or healing roll of the spell.
So I get another extra d8.
Yeah.
So that is
That's insane. This is some heavy damage. That's not the 5 points
an
of
extra.
damage. 35
So-
points of fire damage, Simon.
It's like a fireball from a cantrip.
It's like a
Does that get
fireball
doubled
from a
as well?
cantrip.
That's nuts.
Yes, it doesn't get doubled. You get an extra 8 on top of that. So that's actually going to be 43 points of fire damage in a single turn. Holy shit. Well, because it's a
Love it.
crit. It's a critical. And it's what you get a maximum
Whoa.
dice roll on top of that. So he gets an
Oh,
additional
true,
24
true, true.
damage on top of his normal thing. It's the same as a
his,
Paladin Smite.
The enhanced bond crits. That's crazy. I didn't even think about that.
That's nuts.
Ember, as you pull these tiny, like the 2 damage you dealt before, you pull these tiny flickers of fire back into your hand. You begin stoking the embers, pouring all of your. What emotion are you drawing upon? Probably not rage in this moment, but drawing upon your. Yeah, what would it be? What are you feeding the
maybe-
fire with?
To be dead honest, maybe a bit, because I mean I've seen what he's done to the people that he's enslaved in the camps and everything like that. He'd be pissed off. He would have probably tried to give Obsidian Foot a chance to not do this, but we're already here. So yeah, a lot of rage and anger, really.
As the fire bursts free, you've been taught, Ember, never feed fire with rage. Never feed it with anger. Those emotions cause fire to lose control. Fire requires a careful, quiet mind to wield. Right now, you say, fuck that. Pour all your rage to this flame and watch as it bursts free in a torrent, a tongue of flame that sweeps across Obsidian Foot, completely engulfing him in this jet, almost like jet red, this black smoke burning around it as you unleash all of your fire magic upon this Duergar. And as it burns across his body, you're expecting to see a charred corpse. This is a lot of fire that you've unleashed. You even feel some of the blowback onto your own hands, the heat as it pushes back on you. And as you see, Obsidian Foot has taken damage. He looks hurt from this. You can see fresh burns. Parts of his beard have sizzled away. But it's almost like the fire hasn't hurt him quite as much as you would have expected. And you see the gemstone on his hammer glowing with those same red-hot flames that you just unleashed.
Okay.
As he casts Absorb Elements to as a reaction to half the fire damage.
I thought it was just resistant to it.
Well, he might be that, but he's also doing Absorb Elements as well.
So if
You
I've got
mean
elemental
my
adept.
You-
Exactly, Harry's hammer.
You ignore resistance, don't you, with fire damage?
Oh yeah.
He still takes the full damage, never mind. As you look at him, you see his armor charred and burned. You can see he looks in horror as the flames, he was expecting the flames to deal a lot less damage. They don't. They burn
That's so
across him.
busted.
Simon's gone
because
for a
there's so many
very
bit of resistance,
specific
so-
build.
Doesn't work on immunities, but resistance is just nothing.
So Simon has built basically the fire gym leader from every Pokemon game, where it's like, I really am good at this. If you need fire damage,
Yeah, that's all I got.
I can
I
fucking
burn
deal.
you. I half your
Yeah,
attack.
but if you bring a fucking Squirtle in, I'm gone. Sweeped. Come out.
That's when we teleport out of the room.
Yeah. I'll get you next time. Looks like Simon's blasting off again. Anything else on your turn, Simon, or do you think, or Ember, I should say, or do you think you've done enough damage for today?
No, that's full movement, action, bonus action. So that is me done, just staring at Obsidian Foot, see what's going to happen to
As
me
he
now.
smokes softly, having taken so much damage. Lyra.
All right. So I'm
Now I don't want you to think that just because the other druid in the party has done so well that you need to do as well to prove your druid circle is equally good as the Circle of Wildfire.
Time for the Snakes 2.0.
Lyra
Watch me take a swing and a miss. Right, I'm gonna walk up to him.
Oh shit, just wander on over.
Wander on up, just saunter over.
You're approaching
Yep, shillelagh, 'cause I'm pretty sure it's been more than a minute. So that's the bonus action. And then I'm going to swing at him with Booming Blade.
Nice.
Whoa.
Nice.
What the fuck?
So to hit is, where is it gone?
As a
There it is.
melee
I've got
attack, and you
edge.
do have Shillelagh up on your quarterstaff, so you're good to go. Oh no. It's a 9. As you go to swipe down, Lyra, you realize that he's still on fire, and your quarterstaff is made of wood. And you have to move the attack out of the way at the last minute, realizing that if you strike him, your quarterstaff's liable to catch fire. As the flames die down, you think you've probably got a better chance of hitting him next time, but with this initial attack, you're not going to risk your favorite quarterstaff.
Mm-hmm. And then with the last, because I know that he's already taken his reaction with the elemental resist.
Maybe. The DM might have made some changes upon the realization that there's no need with being able to bypass resistances. Or has
In
he?
that case, gotta risk it for the biscuit.
Risk it for the
God.
biscuit, you should.
10 feet. What do you mean, are you sure?
You're gonna move back. As you move back away, nothing
Yep,
happens.
just gonna-
He did. I'd committed. He had used the elemental achievement. I'm not going to change things in response to other things. I'd made a decision. He saw the fire coming. There's no way he knew that it was going to be resistant. He immediately cast Absorb Elements. He didn't realize that Ember could just nope that shit. So yeah, as you move away, he goes to strike you, but you can see he is so badly burned, Lyra. Alrighty. Anything else on your turn?
Me.
No, just walk up, walk away again.
Try to poke him with a wooden stick. Oh, that's not gonna work.
I love it. Dewey's going to walk up behind you, pat you on the back and go, there, it's okay. We can't always be as powerful as our friends. And then he's going to pull out his bow and he's going to make a ranged attack at Obsidian Foot. That's a natural 1. As Obsidian... No, sorry, he's got advantage. Hang on, he's got advantage.
Okay,
He was given advantage by obscenities I saw before. Yeah, he's got advantage. Let me roll again.
Hey, let's go do it.
No, it's a 9. Don't worry.
No!
I
As
never
Dewey-
believed in him.
As Dewey walks up, he goes, it's okay, we can't always be as good as our comrades. And then he unleashes an arrow. He watches just go straight into the ceiling and he looks at the bow and goes, To be fair, I'm not used to this. It's a
I don't
cramped,
like fighting.
it's cramped quarters, and I couldn't bear to see the blood.
Swing an arm around the shoulder, just go, there. We all can't be as good as the rest of our teammates.
This feels strangely demeaning. Did it feel like this when I did this to you just a moment ago?
Yes, and it was intended.
I hate this. That's Dewey. That's Dewey's go. Niles, back outside the doors, you watch as the Duergar without the mask and without the stone guard armor, the other Duergar who was originally guarding the door, not the two stone guards, you watch as he holds his hand out and this blue energy begins crackling around his fingers as this ghostly apparition begins forming around his hands. Initially, it almost becomes like a second skin to his fist. Larger, glowing around him, letting off this soft blue light, and then you watch as it shifts and changes into this large bladed knife, almost emerging from the top of his arm as an extension from his own skin as he summons his soul blade, and then he makes an attack against you. Does a... let's see. Does a... 18 hit you, Niles?
Just hits me.
Niles, that is going to be...
I'm going to use it before you... Well, I don't know. I don't know if I say it now or after. With the new redirect.
Say it now. I've rolled the damage, so say it now.
Well, I'm going to do deflect attack.
Ooh, okay. Yes. So I believe with this you roll dice, and if it's equal to the damage, same as it was for deflect missiles, it's now just deflect attack.
Mm-hmm. Let me roll and see what I get. Decides to roll. Okay, how much does he do?
Okay. He does 19 points of psychic damage. You reduce that by... Do you reduce it by 15?
Yeah.
I believe you do. So that's only going to be 4 points of psychic damage. That could have been a lot worse, mate.
Could have been a lot worse.
As the blade stabs into you, it cuts not through your flesh, not through your clothes, but through your nerves and through your mind. As you feel... I'm going to say for your deflect missiles, it's almost like you get your arm underneath and strike into the crook of his elbow, throwing his aim off. And so rather than the blade going straight into your chest, it cuts across your upper shoulder. Immediately, pins and needles shoot down your arm away from the site of the damage. As you feel this brutal attack as it goes through you, your arm going stiff for a moment, you feel the damage, this pain coursing through you. Technically, this is a weapon attack because it's his soul blade. So deflect attack does work in this. A deflect weapon does work.
Excellent.
He is then going. He is then going to cast Enlarge on himself as a bonus action. He has access to it as a bonus action. The soul blade.
He fucking would.
Of course he does. That's fine.
He's going to step around to the side a little bit because he can't cast Enlarge in that area, and you watch as he begins stretching and growing in size, the blade growing with him as he looks down at you. You have no idea the trouble you're in, bird. And that is the Soul Blade's turn. Obsidian Foot. Harry, we're going to jump to you for a moment.
Did he get one just fucking... Oh my god.
What's this?
I didn't realize Obsidian Foot got one initiative above me. That really irks me.
more than him tearing my wings off. More than him taking me slave. I don't know. The fact that he got...
It's everything. It's like that one little cherry on top. Like, he beats me just by one.
It's about right, though, I think, from what we've seen of Obsidian Foot and Bart's relationship. It seems very in keeping with the kind of whole setup. Here's what we see. Harry, as soon as you place your hands upon the hammer, your awareness is brought inwards to the point where you don't even see... You still have awareness of what's going on around you. You see Flicker land on your shoulder and try to pull you away with the flame blast, but everything seems to be happening in slow motion. For you, as soon as you place your hands upon the hammer, you immediately feel that psychic connection form with the Heartstone. And it feels wrong. It burns with fire and with cold. It feels wrong in every way, sense, and form. As you find yourself peering at it, it's almost like light around it is distorted and corrupted merely by being in its presence. And in your head, you hear in your head, you hear Figment next to you as his presence emerges around you, the light from your Heartstone bringing him forwards.
Harry, are you sure you want to do this?
Well, I thought thought you were like pushing him back, so I thought I'd ride the momentum. Is that not what you wanted?
I am doing my best to follow your instructions. I would prefer not to connect with this, but if this would help us and help find parts of myself, I will do it. If this is what you want from me, Harry.
Oh no, we're a team. Yeah, no. I thought it's what you wanted.
I am afraid of this, Harry. Demonic magic has corrupted this. This is some devil's charm now.
Yeah, okay, well if it's the case, then let's not connect to it again. Let's just beat him up and take the hammer without connecting you to it and deal with it later.
It's at this moment you suddenly find yourself teleported outside the room and standing next to Nyx, the owl you saw before, and Niles. As Niles sort of like looks over at you, Nyx turning in surprise as well. Nyx cocks her head and goes, "Ah,
Oh hey Niles. Hey Niles' cousin.
what fortune! A rabbit folk, here for me to chase once I am done with these vermin." As she looks over at the Duergar.
No. Play nice.
I mean, you don't have to chase me.
I don't have to do anything. As she reaches forward and grabs onto the throat of one of the Duergar, striking into it as you watch blood spray from her claws.
Well, the Obsidian Foot wanted to do some stuff, and I told him to check with you first, and he got upset.
You watch as Nyx kind of pauses. The two stone guards right in front of her, and she slowly turns her head to look at you. At first, the expression on her face is terrifying, Harry. Niles, you know this is as a typical Owlin smile. Beaks aren't really made for smiling. What looks like a sort of a painful kind of like open mouth screech, a silent screech, you know is her smiling. And as you hear the chuckle build within her throat, Harry, you quickly realize she's laughing. Oh, I bet he loved that. So, it's not going well inside there, I take it?
No, but he's well, last I saw he was just he burnt his hand, and then next thing you know I was out here with this chicken on my shoulder.
The three Duergar who are standing in front of you, the two stone guards, go, "What? We must protect our lord!" Thank you for sharing that Obsidian Foot's in danger, Harry.
Oh no.
I just said he burned his hand.
To be fair,
We're fighting him anyway.
To be fair, inside the room, Obsidian Foot is still grabbing onto his hammer. As soon as Harry disappears, the fire begins to die down. As he clutches his hammer still burning, he turns hateful eyes towards you, Lyra and Ember. "You're going to regret that." As he spits out a bit of blood and soot that's caught around his mouth. He is going to cast Enlarge upon himself.
Ooh,
He's then going to
shit.
move up. And he's going to make 2 attacks, one against Ember, one against Lyra.
Oh no.
Ember, he's going to use his stomping foot, his obsidian foot, to strike into you. Does a 22 hit you?
It most certainly does.
Could you please take 15 points of bludgeoning damage, and I need you to make me a strength saving throw to avoid being knocked prone.
Oh, no, I'm not good at those.
Oh, okay. Oh, you don't have to make it then. That's fine. No, you do. Absolutely.
I believe.
And I'm 11.
Don't you have a reroll for your birthday or something like that?
You do have a
wanted to?
birthday inspiration that you may spend. That's right. We do have announcements to make. It's Ali's birthday today. I announced it just before we went live, and I didn't say it. It's Ali's birthday. And it was Simon's birthday previously. They've both got birthday inspirations. I'm so sorry. We were meant to say that at the very beginning. You just let me get away with that, Ali. What the fuck? I'm making this your fault now. Is that because Dave started to sing happy birthday before we went live, and you took exception to that? You were like, if we don't mention it again. It was fucking was your plan. Yeah. Happy birthday, Ali. Happy birthday, Sai. Yes. Sai, would you like to redo your strength save?
Or you can save it.
I'm gonna save it. The fact that I got a -1 to my strength, I don't have much faith I'm gonna make it.
-1's like it's the lowest you can minus.
I guarantee you, I will roll lower.
Yeah.
I've already rolled my nat 20 for today. I think I'm done. So
You only get one. Did you not pay roll 20
Everyone gets
enough
one.
money? You got to pay me a bit of money on the side like I do. No, fair enough. You are now prone, Ember. Lyra.
I was gonna say,
Can't use
before
his
he-
stomping foot. Oh, yeah?
I was also going to say, as soon as he enlarged, he would have then been back within 10 feet of me. Can I use
Yes.
my reaction to just do the least amount of damage possible? But
Yeah.
at this point, it's just a fuck you to him.
Yeah. Of course you can.
Do a where to go?
Christian has waited so patiently to
the-
fuck up this guy.
My entire turn is planned from start to finish.
Can I get a con
Constitution saving
14
throw?
to save?
Yes, you can. He's got +4 to con, so he might be okay at
I
this.
don't count him as my ally now that he's
22.
within range, just so you know.
That's okay. 22.
All right. It does nothing.
So, what does it look like? You're nothing.
He's just like, it's like, okay, I'm just gonna bring up, like, I've got some mushroom spores. It's a dark cave, so they're probably all through the stonework and everything. I'm gonna bring up to the surface and get them to release some spory goodness, and then instead of being like this awesome gas cloud of spores, it's just kind of like a little.
I love the idea of like this epic black and purple mushroom rises, this almost like a barrel stalk rises. You can see the spores within it, and then he just steps on it with his obsidian foot, and he watches the fungus just gets crushed immediately, and the spores will just get spread across the floor. And you're there like summoning this magic, and as he steps on it, you're just like, ah.
That was gonna be cool.
Okay. So let's do the attack against Lyra. Lyra, he can't use his obsidian stomp again because he has successfully hit someone and knocked them prone. He is now going to use his iron fist attack. You watch as he grabs hold of the hammer, pulls it back towards him into his gauntleted fist, and then slams it forwards, not using the hammer itself, but using his fist holding the hammer. That's a natural 20. I am so sorry. This is going to be bad. You're a medium-sized creature, aren't you?
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Technically.
I've rolled almost maximum damage on the dice. Lyra, this is going to be this is disproportionately bad. I just want that on record.
Do I need to go roll another character sheet?
This is disproportionately bad. Let me just do the math really quickly on this one because this is
What's your HP, Ellie?
59 plus 28.
You are going to take 31 points of bludgeoning damage as the fist. This is disproportionately bad as the fist comes back and slams into you. I'm also going to need a dexterity saving throw, please. No, sorry, it's a strength saving throw. Sorry, it is a strength saving throw.
Oh, come on.
Famously good at those.
You do have a +4. You're within range.
You're within range of the aura. 17 plus 4 is 21. You're completely fine. You're completely fine. As this fist just cracks into your face, your vision goes dark for a moment, Lyra. The room spins around you as you're thrown off balance. You taste iron on your tongue as you bite into your own lip. The sheer force of this splitting your lip and cracking through one of your teeth as you feel your head kind of reeling. You go to stumble back and you feel this pulse of energy from Bartholomew, and as you sort of right yourself, this wave of energy pushing through, this aura of hope, you hold your ground, your head's still swimming, as you kind of blink away the tears, these sudden reflex tears from the pain that you've just experienced, and stare down Obsidian Foot.
Metal as fuck.
He looks back towards Ember lying on the ground. Don't get up. That's his full turn. Actually, no. He's going to walk away from Ember and walk over to Bart and Dewey and get right up in your faces as he just stomps over around Lyra and looks down at you, Bart. You're next, bird. Unless you stand down right now, all of you. You started this fight. I'm sure as hell's going to finish it. Bartholomew, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Quickly shout over. Lyra, Ember, stay by my side if you can. As I'm going to pull out my weapons. My interception doesn't work unless people are close to me. I could have tried to save some damage there with Lyra. I am going to try to attack with both weapons this turn. I know a lot of DMs don't often do stowing and grabbing of weapons, but I think it'll work in the way that we're doing this. The first one is going to be with the Dawn Blade, the weapon that doesn't technically exist and instead is just like radiant energy
The
after
hilts,
overpowering.
as you pull the hilt out, you watch as the light.
Yeah.
Forth, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Let's go for it. So, that light on the start of Bartholomew's turn of Satine is going to glow around him again. He's still concentrating on heroism, and the new heroism 2024 actually gives temporary hit points each turn. So it's going to give me 4 temporary hit points on the start of my turn, as she's going to keep that same loving embrace around me, this support. The light from her is then going to begin to spread out down as one of her arms guides the Dawn Blade. Now, we did slightly change, now that we've got some new equipment, the way that Bartholomew is fighting, his proper fighting style, the way that he used to fight back in the Theocracy. The shield that he got from Ember has now adorned his elbow in more like a small buckler shield, like a gladiator would fight with. Still trying to hold the blade with both hands, but for rule's sake, I'm holding it one-handed, a shield in the other hand. But that's the way that the
flavor
stylized.
text. Yeah,
For flavor text, yeah, holding it with both hands.
So he's sword and board rules-wise, but heroic samurai with like an armband blade flavor-wise.
The Odachi is still going to be holstered for now, but the Dawn Blade is going to come out as her hand is going to envelop down around the blade, and I'm going to come up with the longsword and try to slash across his waist to distract him momentarily. However, I'm going to, as this is coming up and retorting back to him, I've waited too long for this. And the first slash is going to come up for a bonus actioned Shining Smite, which is a 2nd level transmutation spell. And we'll see what it does if I manage to hit. At the same time, with my action, I'm going to free action Channel Divinity and Sacred Weapon, Imbue Weapon. When you take the attack action, you can expend 1 Channel Divinity to imbue with positive energy. We've seen it before, but I can now do it with an attack action. Yeah. So a +4 to my attack rolls, and I now brim with 20 feet bright, 20 further feet dim. And my weapon does radiant, which it already did because of the Dawn Blade. So light is just going to shine out and around from Bartholomew as Satine's hand guiding the Dawn Blade is going to come up towards him. I will, to try to get any benefit I can, slide as I attack, and I'm going to move 5 feet to Obsidian Foot's
Yep, so he's flanked. Yeah.
So that he is flanked by Lyra and has to worry about enemies on 2 fronts.
And
our flanked is not advantage, just a +2, correct?
+2, yeah.
Okay. So this is going to be a +6 to the attack roll.
Because of your Channel Divinity.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
16.
For the second attack. Yeah, so 16 is probably still going to miss. He's wearing heavy armor, but I got the second attack.
16 is a miss, unfortunately.
16, okay. The bonus action Shining Smite is concentration, so it is going to drop the heroism. I'll still have the temporary hit points.
For this round, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I'll no longer be immune to frightened, but I'm going to be still concentrating on that, so hopefully the next blow hits. I was hoping to use the Odachi as well this turn, but look, is the extra damage.
Thing is,
the Dawn Blades,
the way we kind of do it is like if you're starting a round of combat, at the very beginning, like whatever weapon you've got out is kind of what the weapon is. If it's like the process of like sheathing a sword and pulling out a sword, normally I'd say it's like bonus-action-ish kind of thing, like changing.
Yeah.
But I mean, in this instance, if you wanted to be, if you want to be wielding
just in case,
yeah,
is a 17 a hit? It is a +1 weapon.
No,
okay,
sorry.
that's fine. That's okay. I still want to try to go with the plan, which was for the main second attack. So I'm going to sacrifice the D6 of extra radiant damage I'd get with the Dawnblade, and I'm just simply going to drop it. I'm going to let it whoomp back into itself, and with the second attack, I'm going to pull out the Odachi and swing it square into his gut, or at least try to aim with it. The smite's still collected on it. The light of the Channel Divinity is still collected on it. In hopes that this attack, I'm not going to go for the flanking this time, as I'm going to swing back around on my knees as the full length of the Odachi is going to try to push him towards the mirror with its push effect, if possible.
Yeah.
And...
It feels like he's going... oh, there we go. That's a bit better. 25 hits.
19.
Yes.
That's better.
Yeah. 25 to hit. Okay, so now we have damage. So the Warhammer, as that is what the Odachi is using for its... it's an Odachi, so technically like a longsword, but again, we're sort of just... Rule cool. It's using the Warhammer stat sheet, so it's dealing a 1d8 and has the push weapon speciality from the 2024. So
I will make a custom Odachi as well, and I think I might even create a custom weapon mastery for it, because it is a cool weapon, and it'd be cool to have a custom weapon mastery.
So we have some amazing rolls first.
10
so we have
bludgeoning damage. Yikes.
10 bludgeoning damage. We're then going to have where is it here? I'm going to pump a stone strike into this as a burst of light from the gem is going to go off, pushing him another 10 feet, adding another d6 on, and then the shining smite is going to be, I'm pretty sure it's 2d8.
Because he's a size larger, does he need to make a save against the push? I can't remember. Let me have a look.
I'm pretty sure it's a save anyway, even if he wasn't a size larger. I'll double check this in a second. Other than 9 points of damage, but all those 9 is going to be all radiant.
Yes.
So 19 damage.
Yep.
Now, a couple of things are going to go off all in this sort of like bullet time moment as the Odachi slams into him. First of all, the Shining Smite is going to activate with my concentration. Until the spell ends, he brims himself with 5 feet of bright light, and all attacks against him have advantage, and he can't gain the benefits of invisibility, which I know Duergar can turn invisible.
There is no save. As long as he is a large or smaller creature, he is pushed back. He is currently a large creature. He is pushed back.
Lovely. So
10 feet?
Cannot go invisible at 20 feet because the Warhammer special effect also pushes 10 feet. And the idea with this is I was wanting to, with as much of this radiant force, similar to what happens to Tim the First, slam him towards the mirror and try to, with that original crack that Niles had made, break the mirror.
He is not quite going back far enough to smash into the mirror, but as you throw him backwards and he stumbles over, you're sort of 5-10 feet off smashing into the mirror. As you throw him backwards, push him back with this sudden strike with your Odachi surging forwards, you watch as the radiant energy burns through. The fire damage he'd already taken had burned through the outer layers of his armor. This radiant energy finishes off that blow. And as you look, you can see underneath these layers of cloth and leather, he's wearing the enriched alloy armor. A breastplate, shoulder guards, pauldrons and greaves. Far more than his stone guard are. He made sure he was taken care of first, and did his best to hide it underneath these layers of shadowed leather. As that is burned away, you can now see this enriched alloy armor that he is wearing, and it looks good. As he is thrown backwards and stumbles for a moment, he stays on his feet, using the warhammer to hold himself still as he looks back towards you. That was a mistake, Dream.
What you did to me was a mistake. One that you will remember when you are Lemur in hell. And I'm going to run towards him, closing the distance, attempting to finish it off next turn with the remainder of my 20 feet of movement.
Very nice. Back at the top of the round, Harry, it's your go.
Hi, Harry.
Hello.
How you doing?
What else can Harry do? So, you Nix, are you trying to get in? Is that what you guys are doing? I thought these guys worked for you.
They work for Obsidian.
Sorry, I didn't call it Nix. I call it Niles' cousin.
Niles' cousin.
Sorry. Yeah.
That's okay. They work for Obsidian Foot, and Obsidian Foot is currently working for me. They will stand aside if they do not want to feel the sting of my claws. But it sounds like things aren't going very well in there.
Well, I mean, it depends on which side of the situation you perceive it on. It could be good for you, actually.
Explain.
If he works for you and he's making deals with devils and demons, doesn't it reflect poorly on you? And couldn't that come back to bite you in the ears?
She just shakes her head as she looks at you and goes, if it comes back to bite me in the ass.
You seem like a pretty powerful demon, but unless you're familiar with demons.
She shrugs. I'd say probably that's your 6 seconds of talking, Harry.
Okay.
Unless you want to spend an action.
Okay. Does it look like Nyx is still kicking the Stone Guard's ass? Is she still attacking
It's
them?
hard to say. Nyx has paused with the realization that there's shit going on inside the room, and with the Stone Guards turning to go inside the room as well. It looks like Nyx is actually not... It's hard to say what she's doing. She's almost pulled her claws back and seems to be thinking as she considers her options.
Which one has the keys?
It looks like the door is not locked, Harry.
Oh.
Well,
they sent him in. They're not going to lock the door. That's an extra precious few seconds they have to spend unlocking the door. If they're standing outside and he's in there kicking your ass, they're not too worried.
That's a good point.
Right?
That's a good point.
They don't care.
So if I ran past them, I would take 2 attacks of opportunity against
Yes, you would, potentially. Unless they're using their reactions on something else or are planning to use their reactions on something else.
Can I see into the room? Say Misty step through the key.
Oh, it's
Probably
pretty.
not, right?
So
I
you're
have to be right up against.
the angle's not great.
Yeah,
It's pretty hard to see. You can see Harry really considering this turn. He knows that this is the meat and potatoes of this fight now.
Mm-hmm.
This is not how I thought this session was going to go. I had my full devil voice prepared. I had a whole bunch of lore just in case you found out more about devils. No, didn't need it.
That's what I was expecting as well.
Well, I might still need it. I just don't need it right now.
Yeah.
Makes you
Harry
feel like
would-
he wasn't going to talk for long.
Harry would like to cast Blur on himself.
Yes, absolutely.
Ooh.
What does blur look like for you, Harry? When you cast it, what happens? What's the magic?
Yeah, I'm just glitching AF. Just
nice.
He's just there, just everywhere. Yeah. And there's a sound effect as well. It's like a clicking
What's it like?
sound.
One more time.
I don't know. I just made something up and I don't remember anymore.
Okay, fair enough.
I would like to walk past the Stone Guards, kick the door, get through, enter the room, and then take a shot with my conjured longbow at
Alrighty.
Obsidian Foot.
So blur means they have disadvantage on attacks against you. They are both going to take these attacks of opportunity because you're heading into the room where their leader currently is. They're both going to make attacks of opportunity.
I'm walking right past them. Yeah.
They have disadvantage though, so this could be pretty good, Harry. This might be very well done. 14 doesn't hit you, does it?
No, it does not.
14 and 8 for the first attack. So, 14 and 8. So it's actually an 8. So 8 doesn't hit you. For the second attack, 24 and 18. Does an 18 hit you?
Beats it. So I'm 18.
Sorry, buddy. One of them is going to get an attack off, and I will need a concentration check for blur, which I believe is a concentration spell.
Don't you have to hit me first so I know the damage? So I know what concentration to beat?
Yes, the concentration that you need to beat is 11.
So 11 damage as well?
11 damage, yep. So it's 11 damage, so 11 is the number to beat on the concentration check.
What do I roll? Just a con save?
Yeah, con save.
I believe... I can't remember. I changed my character. Do I have the perk that gets me...
The Warcaster one? I'm not sure if you do still have Warcaster. I can have a quick peek if you want me to check really quickly.
Eldritch Mind is the one that...
Yeah, it might have been Eldritch Mind. Let me just check. Invocation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I have Eldritch Mind, so advantage on con saves.
Advantage on con saves, very nice.
Huge.
Would the DC only be 10 as well?
Nah, it's 11 because it's the damage. If it's less than 10, if it's 10 or less, the DC is 10. If it's more than 10, the DC is the damage.
It's either or.
Yeah.
Lucky I have that advantage.
Yeah.
I thought it was half.
sorry?
If half of the damage was more than 10.
I think it's just if the total damage is more than 10 for it. I'm pretty sure we've been playing it like that the whole time. If it's not that, then I've been doing my own version of it this whole time.
I mean, he passes anyway.
He passes regardless. You pass regardless, Harry, with a 12.
We'll look this up because it's beneficial for me.
Yeah. As the Duergar slams into you, you'll still take the 11 points of bludgeoning damage, but as the
I took it.
You manage to hold the spell and you push through, kicking through the door. I'll open up the door for you. There you
Yes,
go.
please.
Ember's right there, on the
Okay,
ground,
so
lying
I
down,
was
crushed
here.
underneath Obsidian Foot. As oh no, he's walked away now. He's moved away. Ember's lying there with a big dirty footprint on his face, looking pretty hurt.
Blur is an action. I just realized. So, can I?
Yes.
Can I?
Swear at Obsidian Foot.
Fuck you, dude.
Go fuck yourself. Well, that's a bit rude, isn't it? That's not what a Heart of Gold character would say. Oh, it is. Yeah, sorry, DC or half the damage you take. Apologies. Have I
Instead
been,
of fuck
maybe
you
I have been doing
Got
this.
me.
I can't remember now. Yeah. So yeah, still good.
If I wanted to help Ember up to his feet so he doesn't get curb stomped by the stone guards, is that a free action or is that an
Normally
action
that
or-
would fall under. I think normally that would be counted as an action. I'm happy to do it as a bonus action. That's kind of like a quick, easy thing. As you reach down, grab his hand, and pull him up to his feet.
Yeah, okay, cool, yep. Sounds good. I will do that.
Ember, you are no longer
Ember,
prone.
you're right. And I imagine Flicker jumps across from my shoulder to Ember's shoulder.
Yeah, look, I kind of got stomped on a little bit. Sorry about that, Harry. I thought the hammer might go with you.
It's all right. It turns out I was going a bit rogue, and a Figment didn't really want the hammer, so that's my bad.
All right, well, I think we need to take him down now because he's looking awful tough.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll get right on that next turn. Harry stands there glitching out Ember. You got to remember, Harry's also glitching at the moment with Blur active. You kind of see him like this illusionary, almost like offset of his body kind of shifting forwards and backwards in time around him. It's very disconcerting to look at.
This one's on purpose. My soul's attached this time.
Yeah.
Harry, I'm so used to you glitching and having things happen that at this point, I'm just taking it as this is normal you.
Do you know what I kind of imagine,
Oh, yeah.
actually? For those who are fans of the Mistborn series, I imagine the blur for Harry kind of being like someone burning Malatium. You know, when it sends out the false echoes? I imagine it's kind of like that, where like there's these almost like future echoes of Harry doing random shit, appearing and disappearing around him. This multitude of movement, making it very hard to know what he's doing. Yeah,
like hundreds of possibilities.
Yeah,
that, like, all happening like simultaneously. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, I imagine it kind of like
That's
him
it.
burning Malatium. Niles, it is your turn. Oh, yeah,
Harry
Harry.
just move a bit more to reposition himself here underneath
Yeah.
Ember, so like they're blocking the doorway together.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Niles Silverwind, it is your turn.
I'm in a bit of a tricky situation. I glance over at Nyx. What does she look like? She's paused, you said, right?
She's paused, and it looks like she's considering her options. You know, Niles, that her relationship, from what she said, her relationship with Melgrim, with Obsidian Foot, it's a business transaction. If there's a better offer on the table, she'll take it. And she tried to convince you. She was saying, if you know how to forge this metal, if you know who does know how to forge this metal, I don't need Obsidian Foot anymore. I don't need the Duergar.
Yeah, which I did. Well, I do know it. She kind of doesn't. She kind of knows it.
She's considering her options.
Does it look like she's about to leave?
At the moment, she's standing there, curiously considering Harry as he runs back in the room and looking at the Duergar as they turn to run, as they try and hit him, and then they look like they're going to run after him into the room.
I'm just wondering if she's going to bail. If I'm not liking my chances 3-on-1, so...
The other thing I should point out, Niles, at this point, you can see in the room around you, there are many other Duergar. There's at least 5 other Duergar in this main room who have sort of heard this commotion. They've heard the commotion. They've moved in at the. There's a certain point where they're going to enter the initiative. They've just been because all this kind of happens so quickly. I mean, so far it's been 6 seconds of shit going on, and at this point, they were perfectly happy to watch and see Nyx take on 2 of these Stone Guard for a little bit. Not in their wildest dreams would an Owlin be able to defeat 2 Stone Guard and a Soul Blade. Now things are looking a bit different. Harry's appeared out there with flame. They've heard there's things going wrong inside the room. It looks like things are kind of changing in the moment here. The situation's evolving.
Harry, like getting sent out of the room and walking back in reminds me of like something from The Simpsons where there's like a pub brawl and someone gets thrown through the window.
Thrown through the window.
Hey, fellas.
You're like Grandpa Simpson, like walking in. Walking back out again.
That's it exactly.
Can I see into the room from where I am? I can obviously see the.
With the door now open, what you can see is what you can see. I'll bring us back over to the map.
I mean, I can probably see a bunch of light coming from Bart. And you'd see foot fight and everything.
Actually, I can set Bart's token to shed. Was it 30 feet of bright light, 30 feet of dim light, Bart?
20 feet bright, 20 feet dim, and then Obsidian Foot is also sparkling with 5 feet.
That's easy. I can have you admit 20 feet bright, 20 feet dim. That's super easy, and you should now be able to see. Hopefully, you can see that now, Bart. Niles, if that changes vision inside the room. Might only be subtle.
I think Niles is going to use a bonus action, Step of the Wind, to disengage out of this entire encounter and just run back into the room.
Okay, yeah, cool. It's all going down inside the interrogation chamber.
Yeah, so Niles is just going to fly on in here. Probably come up almost next to Bart, I guess. And yeah.
It won't make too many changes to your vision, guys, because the Owlin have 120 feet dark vision, so it doesn't matter what the bright light sheds. You won't be able to see it because you've already got the dark vision. What I can do, though, is put it on as a little... I can put it on as a little range around you, if you like. So for the 20 feet. And then if we go 40 feet, that overlays now to show you what it kind of looks like.
Oh, it is... I don't know, Duergar this well. Does it look like he's squinting because of the light?
As soon as the light begins shining, it looks like he's sort of closing his eyes against it a little bit. Yeah, for sure. It's not like the sunlight sensitivity that Drow have, or that because we've kind of changed the way night vision and dark vision work a little bit so that you can play a Duergar or a Drow on the surface. So we have changed it slightly, but it does look like he's not loving it. He's not loving it.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Ooh.
Niles, anything else in your turn? So Step of the Wind, rushing in, getting up next to your friend.
Yeah, I'm gonna attack. One attack will be just a melee attack, unarmed strike against this guy.
As you rush up to Obsidian Foot.
Yeah.
We end this now, brother.
That's 20. Let's go!
That's a natural 20. That is a natural 20.
That's a fucking natural 20. Let's fucking go. And I'm going to, this is a free action. I'm going to, as that fist comes through, the electrical energy pulsing from my crystal is also going to activate. I'm going to try and use the Storm Ward ability from my resonance.
Matt, if you're happy for a little bit of flavor, I would love for this to be like a for any that have seen Jujutsu Kaisen, a Todo Itadori, like
yes,
just jumping the hell out of him together as you come in, like slamming towards full speed. I'm just going to like propel you back feet first from like my Odachi as you're going to start comboing off one another.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens. That sounds fucking sick.
As you rush in, Niles, vaulting over Harry and Ember, flying past Flicker. The movements, the wind that you leave behind as your feathers rustle very quietly, leaving this almost like silent run as your claws clatter across the cobblestones. You place one foot firmly into the back of Bartholomew's large robe, hurling yourself up as Bartholomew pushes up, vaulting you up into the air as you strike down on the top of Obsidian Foot. 10 points of damage. So that's going to be plus an additional 8. So that's 18 points of damage. And then the D6 is for your
Storm Ward.
So that would also get an additional 6. That's plus an additional 9. So that's going to be 24 points. Sorry, no. Sorry, 27 points of damage.
Yeah.
And is some of that Storm Ward, is that lightning damage?
Yep.
Lovely.
Very
and
nice.
He has to roll a Constitution saving throw.
I will roll a Constitution saving throw. He is not going to be too bad at these. He does have a +4. That is going to be
He will be high.
unnatural 20.
I figured. That's okay. Niles has still got another strike. Now for this attack, he's gonna hit just to see if he hits it.
Alrighty.
More of these combos in your Shining. Don't forget, you have advantage because of Shining Smite.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'll roll that again. That's amazing. Thank you.
Didn't need to roll the first one because it was already
That's
natural 20.
That's exactly right.
15?
Yeah, gonna miss.
Not enough to hit, sorry.
Okay, that's all right. Nah, I'll still take the crit. That's awesome.
Brilliant. Anything else on your turn, Niles?
No bonus action. I just shout out, "Boss, I'm with you." And I just fight outside with you.
Who'd fucking look?
Nyx. Nyx is going to look around, seeing you rush in. She pauses, she considers looking up and down at Melgrim, at Obsidian Foot. All right, then. And she is going to rush in. She's also going to use Step of the Wind, Niles, rushing past the guards, vaulting over them. As she gets towards Ember and Harry, she pauses, looks at you both and goes, "Friends, I'm here to kill the dwarf, not you. May I pass?"
Can I inside check that?
Yes, for sure.
Would Ember like to inside check it as well?
That is the
Because
most
I've got-
level-headed Harry has ever been in this campaign.
I am a merchant. I am always inside checking.
Merchant of Death.
That is an 11.
What do you want?
That's an 11,
Does
Harry.
Ember want to inside
Ember,
check
did
as
you want
well?
an insight check? It's just a thing. As you read her, she walks in, holds her hand up, and goes, "I'm here for the dwarf, not you."
I'm just thinking, based off my nature, Harry, if you go to step aside and let it mix through, I'd probably just do the same thing as what you're
Yeah.
doing.
So fair.
Okay.
So fair.
Yeah,
Okay, what does an 11 get me?
I mean, Harry. She's family. It's Niles' family. She's Niles' cousin. I mean, what are the chances that she's gonna be bad? I mean, you know your family. You would, if this was your family right now, like, mate, you guys have fallouts, you have your problems. I mean, it's a big fucking family. There's always some drama going on, right? The Harrogons, but like, at the end of the day, you're still family, and every single one of the Harrengon family. What's the collective noun for rabbits? Not a pod. It's a what's the collective noun for rabbits? A warren? It'd be a warren of rabbits, right? For sure.
Warren Rabbits? Yeah.
I don't know.
Colony, nest, or Warren?
I'm gonna go with warren. Colony and nest.
Yeah.
Warren's way better. Yeah, I mean, it's a big warren, Harry, but they all have hearts of gold. All of them.
Harry's like, yeah, I mean, they do. They did.
Do keep in mind that
They
she
stole them all.
she was playing around with the idea of like eating you. So just keep that in mind.
Silverwind's honor?
She nods. Silverwind's honor.
Harry steps aside.
Thank you.
Oh dear.
And with that, she rushes forwards. She sprints up towards Obsidian Foot. As he turns towards her, you watch as he cracks a smile. "You're all gonna get it now." And he turns his attention back to you. As soon as his attention is off her, she looks towards you, Niles, gives you a little wink, and then strikes into Obsidian Foot's side. "Sorry, Melgrim. Better offer on the table. You shouldn't have lied to me about the devil." That is going to be... Well, that first one's
Harry
not going
yells,
to hit.
You should have checked with your boss first, mate.
She nods. "Yes, you should have checked with your boss, Melgrim." So the first one's going to miss. That's only an 8. The second attack will hit. That's going to be 25. That's going to be 11 points of force damage. Not as much as I would have liked. As she strikes in, Melgrim, Obsidian Foot, as you know him, calls out as her strike goes right through a gap in his armor, striking up underneath his armpit. And as she pulls free, you watch again as this force pushes through him, and the nerves around that area begin to clench, the muscles almost like pulling up against himself as she smiles and then strikes forth, kicking him with a flurry of blows. That is going to be a...
Oh, was that miss including the advantage?
Yeah. First miss was including the advantage. Second hit was including the advantage. That's also going to miss. That's only a 16 with advantage for the flurry of blows. No. That's all she did. Damn it. I was hoping for this really cool moment as she rushes in the betrayal. Nani? As he turns around and sees her, like, teleporting behind him. No, I didn't. Look, sometimes the dice don't agree with how cool the character is in my head.
Your edge.
Shut the fuck up, Niles. She looks at you. This
I was
armor.
going to make a joke as well, but I knew better.
There's a reason we wanted this armor. It is hard to penetrate. As she tries to cut through the armor, and her claws just strike off the outside of the armor.
Ooh, did she say that out loud?
Yeah.
Okay.
She
That's
turns
good to
towards
know.
you. Yeah. That's all Nyx is going to do for the moment. The Duergar Stone Guard. The Duergar Stone Guard are going to rush into the room, see all of you around fucking Obsidian Foot. They're going to ignore Ember and Harry and rush past you. Would you two like to make an attack of opportunity as they rush past you trying to defend their leader?
I mean, sure.
Why the hell not, hey?
I mean, exactly. If they're running into the room. What am I allowed to attack him with, Owen? Can I do my flame again, or?
So attacks of opportunity normally are melee attacks. It's not often you get to do like a ranged attack. There's some feats that let you do things like that. If you've got any melee attacks, you can use those. Otherwise, I believe Warcaster, the feat, also lets you use cantrips as an attack of opportunity.
Am I a Warcaster?
I
I believe that's something I picked up.
Did you pick up Warcaster? Let's have a little peekaroo. Should be able to
I can't
see it
remember
down
what
the
I picked
bottom. You've got Elemental Adept as your feat. You
Oh.
haven't taken any others yet.
Oh no, sorry. I was thinking of the other thing for part of Druid, which is something different. That was the.
Yes, yeah.
Yep.
So you could use your quarterstaff. That would work.
Sure.
well.
Let's give it a go with that.
You could also try and punch him, but that would do 0 damage. So I wouldn't recommend that.
13.
13, unfortunately, is not enough to hit. Sorry. as you try to strike down, the quarterstaff connects, and like Ember, in your mind, you're like, yeah, I got him. It just hits the top of the helmet, and no force is transferred to the occupant inside. But in your mind, perfect hit. Harry.
I never use it, so.
Exactly. This is the first time you ever, as you pull out the quarterstaff, like, I didn't even know I had this. 19 with the rapier, 11 piercing, and you get the sneak attack because you have an ally within 5 feet.
Yep, 100%.
Very nice.
I assume I can't use these new 2024 like Vac rapier like attack.
The weapon mastery. If you have taken a weapon mastery in rapier, then yeah, you can use it.
Okay, yeah.
Rogues get weapon masteries, do they?
I don't know if rogues
I
do.
got
There are feats that let you
my
do it too.
crossbow got a thing called push, and my rapier got a thing
Oh,
called
but there's also a
Vex.
specific. So the weapons have them, but you also need to take a specific feature as part of your character, as part of your class and levels, or as a feat to be able to use the weapon masteries.
A quick look. What level rogue is Harry?
You're a level 2 warlock, a level 5 rogue, correct?
They get.
No, I think it's
okay,
3.
they
I
do-
think
Oh,
it's
3 and 4. Sorry,
Yeah.
3 and 4.
3, 4, yeah.
It looks like it's
I
fine.
have
Level-
weapon mastery, yeah.
Level 1, yeah, weapon mastery, 2 choices.
There you go, crossbow and rapier. Would you
Yeah.
like to use your rapier weapon mastery?
But it was an action, so this is reaction,
true.
so I kind of
Yeah.
it says you're under action.
No,
Yeah, okay.
fair enough.
So yeah, 21 damage.
Yikes, Harry, that is exceptional.
If a 19 hits, assuming a 19 hits.
19 does hit the Stone Guard, yeah, for sure. They're going to rush up, one of them up next to Niles and Bart, one of them up to Nyx and Bart, and they are going to unleash. You watch as they grow in size, using their enlarge, and then they are going to do a phalanx formation, the King's Knife. This is going to be... Alrighty, so the first attack is going to be against Bartholomew. Does a 24 hit you?
24 does hit me, yes.
24 does hit you. That is going to be 15 points of bludgeoning damage. Niles, 18.
Just hits.
That is going to be 11 points of bludgeoning damage. And...
A reaction, I'm going to do...
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm going to try to swing up before you deflect,
Okay.
hopefully saving your reaction for maybe Obsidian Foot for something bigger. And I'm going to, again, just you and me in this combo. Rather than blocking the blow, I'm going to get the buckler shield on my elbow and just duck your head down under and fling you over to the other side of me. In deception, reducing the damage, plus 5 points of damage reduced.
Nice. So that's 11 down to 6.
Excellent. I'll take 6.
Brilliant.
Very good. I'll hold my reaction then if that's the case.
Absolutely. And then
Save it for the big boy, not these small guys.
And then
That's all right.
as the
So
Duergar
be
Stone
able to
Guard,
get it.
as the Duergar Stone Guard look towards Niles and Bart and then look at their leader, one of them calls out, Obsidian Foot, we are here. Kill them all. Kill them all. They didn't see Nyx attack Obsidian Foot, and as far as they're concerned, they were just supposed to block Nyx getting in. As soon as he says kill them all, they then turn their aggressive stance towards Nyx as well. She is now included in their kill them all. That is the Stone Guard's go. It would be Ember's go, but unfortunately, we have now reached the hidden initiative layer for all of the other Duergar inside the next room. As the sounds of combat and things are going wrong, all of the Duergar in the room next door are now going to rush towards this room, ready for a bit of a tussle. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Sorry, guys. We got Nyx. That's the main thing. We got Nyx.
No, this is what we want. This is what we want.
As they begin... You go.
We're gonna target rich environment, guys. It's all good. It's all good.
As all of the Duergar rush in, you watch as they begin sprinting forwards. Behind them, a Duergar in a very, very ornate, almost like this stony layered armor at the very, very back of the group, a lot slower than the others, stomping towards you. And you can hear the sound of mechanical hisses, steam escapes the back of this armor as you see they're in some sort of like stone exosuit making their way towards you. Yeah, sorry. Did I not mention the Duergar hammerers? Yeah, we'll get to them in a second. That's the Duergar's go. They use their action and dash to get as close as they can. Ember, it is your turn. Things are getting spicy in here, but that's just how Ember likes it.
Hey, Ember.
You're muted, sorry, Sai.
Okay, so turning around, looking through the door.
You can see 5 Duergar approaching, and there's another Duergar, the one who's already enlarged himself, the Soul Knife, looking into the room with murder in his eyes.
The stuff I want to do.
You shall not pass! Wall of fire.
There'll be murder in his eyes soon, and there'll be us murdering him in his eyes.
Well, that's kind of actually what I wanted to do, Owen. That's pretty much exactly what I was going to do.
I'm sorry I stole your thunder. That's brilliant. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I just thought it was funny.
So,
sorry.
My question is, what is the rate? So I have to do the measurement. So
What do you need measured?
20 feet circle. So it's pretty much the whole room if I put it straight at the center, isn't it?
What are you dropping?
Wait, which room?
I need to know.
I want to get.
Okay. There you go.
No. I for myself.
Yeah.
What I want to do, but I can't. I don't think I can get everyone out of the way.
Right. Fiery teleportation out of there.
I know.
Yeah. So, because
with our powers combined, heart of gold, murder.
Yeah, it's changed a little bit just because the Stone Guard guys are in there. If I put myself here, I'm too far away to get Lyra out as well as Niles and Bart, aren't I? Because I've got 5 feet.
I can possibly take care of myself.
Bart's also a touch too far away from you there as well. 5 feet's directly around you, so Bart would also be. You'd have to move right up next to them, which is potentially sort of running underneath the feet of these Stone Guards who have enlarged.
Do you know what? Stuff it. I'm going to give it a go. But I'm just trying to think of where I can place it to try and keep him in there. I'm going to go up to Niles and Bart with Flicker on me, and Flicker's going to do that little bit extra bit of movement.
Before you do,
yes,
I'm just having a quick peekaroo at your spells. Do you have a 4th level spell slot?
I do.
Have you had a little peek at the very last spell on your spell sheet?
Yes.
You know how before I said the joke, you rush up, do you shall not pass as Gandalf with the Wall of Fire? You do have Wall of Fire. You could put that in the room beyond and just... It's just you guys in here then. Or are you going to teleport out and drop it in the room?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I will, if you're okay with it, Owen, just so that he's not wasting any action economy here. As you are on the way coming towards me, I'm going to passive perception, seeing you running over. We promised he was mine, as I'm sort of still flying in between Niles, back and forth in this two-man combo.
Yeah.
Okay. So seeing that, thinking that Bart wouldn't be coming out if that was the case, what I'll do is I'll stop. I'll try and stop. Sorry, I can't move my character because I've gotten stuck there.
Under the legs,
I'll move you. There you go.
Yeah.
So, sorry, you were over here, weren't you? There you go.
Yes.
Sorry, mate.
Yes. No, you're right. Seeing
I'm gonna get a wall of
Bart
fire
say
ready. I think I'm gonna need a wall of fire.
So what I'll do instead, considering that Bart's not going to leave, I will cast Heat Metal.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to cast that on Obsidian Foot's armor that he's got hidden underneath his.
Oh, shit.
That's the move.
The enriched
Let's
alloy.
Yeah.
Definitely the move.
Oh, mate, very nice. Yeah, this is going to be rough.
So
He can't get it off. It's just going to be the damage, baby.
that's it. So all right.
Unless he wants
So-
to spend 100 rounds of combat donning it off.
That's wild.
Any creature within physical contact takes 2d8 fire damage. When you cast the spell, until the spell ends, you can take a bonus action on each of your later turns to deal the damage again. You just click your fingers, and every bonus action for the next little bit, he's taken that damage again and again and again.
Great.
He also has
So-
disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of your next turn every time you activate this fire damage. Or no, just for the first one, it looks like. Yeah, just for the
So
first
I have
one.
to roll. So that's 7 fire damage.
Very
for,
nice. I'll mark that off.
Heat Metal.
Nice.
And then I'm not going to go run in. I might just stand to the side of the door so those other Duergar can maybe filter in, but I'm not going to be right in the way of them. And I'm going to get Flicker to hold his action that if Obsidian Foot takes a big swing at either Niles or Bart, to teleport them both out.
Ooh, okay. Very, very nice. Very nice indeed. Alrighty, next up is Lyra.
Ember stole my idea. Metal.
You watch as Obsidian Foot
I-
screams as his flesh begins to burn and melt even more. The smell of cooked dwarf was already filling this room. It is now the smell of charred and burning meat and hair. Yes, Harry.
Question:
Yeah.
Is obsidian a metal?
Obsidian? Technically, no. It's a mineral.
No, it's
Okay,
a glass.
just checking,
Well,
just checking.
yeah.
You're thinking cast
There's
Obsidian
nothing
Foot,
stopping-
cast heat metal on it, on his foot.
There's nothing.
It did cross my mind. I was like, I don't know if that'd be allowed, but
There's nothing.
I did Google if obsidian with a metal.
Unfortunately, it's
Ali
not a
from
metal.
like. Ali could just double down, though, right? Like, just make the armor even hotter.
It'd still be the
Get double
same.
disadvantage, so I may as well.
Yeah, you may as well cast it on somebody else.
Which I was going to ask: are these in stone armor, or are they in that
They're the
same
Stone
metal
Guard.
armor?
They're wearing the enriched metal alloy.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
So, in that case, with my bonus action, I'm bringing Swampy back, and then I'm
bringing Swampy
reaching out
back.
and doing heat metal on probably the one that's closest to the ally. So,
Nice. Alrighty. Please roll me 2d8. They just take the damage. Let's put some tokens on for heat metal. What's the most flamey looking one? There we go. There's literally a flame. That'll do. Yikes. I'm sorry. 15? That's almost maximum
Okay.
damage. Yep.
Jesus.
Holy fuck. Yeah, as you watch as the armor glows red hot, the dwarf inside behind the mask, you see smoke starting to pull out through the eye holes as you hear "Ah!" inside the armor, echoing through the eye mask. Anything else?
Yeah, they come in.
yeah, no, because I think I'm just within that 5-foot range. So if I move back, I don't want to take the opportunity attack. So hunkering down with the reapplied Swampy.
Okay. Dewey Gonabrook. As Dewey looks over.
What does Dewey think of all of this? That's what I want to know.
As Dewey sort of looks around at all of this, he goes, "Perhaps we should leave. This seems like it's getting a little bit bloody, and the smell of charred dwarf. Oh, it's making me choke."
Maybe when you land a hit.
Fine. And Dewey is going to cast Plant Growth on Obsidian Foot and try and trap him in place. Oh, actually, no. He's going to rush forwards. 5, 10, 15. Oh, Dewey is going to be exceptionally brave. He's going to move up in the way of one of the Stone Guard, looking out through the door, and then cast Plant Growth to try and lock down access to the room. Let me quickly pull open... Oh, sorry, not Plant Growth.
Spike Growth?
Spike Growth, yeah, thank you.
Oh, so good.
Let me check the range of Spike Growth. I believe it's 20 feet.
It's huge.
20 foot, yeah, it's still 20 foot on the new one. Great. Let me drop down the spikes.
Big diameter?
Yes.
That's so big.
Spike. Oh, sorry. Let me put some spikes down. Yeah, as Dewey casts this, trying to at least slow down the dwarves who are rushing in at this point, going, this doesn't seem very good. What's some good spikes? I don't have any. Let me try thorns. I don't have any good spikes. Maybe I've called it thorns. While he's doing that, that's the end of his turn. It is the Duergar Soulblade's turn next. The Duergar Soulblade is going to be inside the realm of the spikes, which means it's going to need to use its... Oh, he's going to take... So for every 5 feet he travels, he's going to take 2d4 piercing. It's so shit. So 5, 10... 15, 20, 25. He can't even move that far unless he dashes. No, he's not even going to get there. He's going to stop here. So they're going to take the 10. So that's going to be 6 and 4 points of damage. That's going to be 10 points of damage from the spike growth. And then he is going to pull out a dagger and throw it at Dewey, trying to break this spell. That is going to be a... Ooh, that's a 17. That is going to hit Dewey. Let's do some damage.
No, Dewey!
It's going to be 4 points of damage. I'm going to have to make a concentration check for Dewey. Ali, would you like to roll me a d20 for Dewey's concentration check, seeing as he is your summon, technically?
Please tell me Dewey has less hit points than whatever this is dealing.
He's your fey creature. That's a natural 1. He watches Dewey runs forward valiantly.
Wait. Can I use my inspiration?
Yes, you can.
Is it a reroll
Yes, you can.
inspo or is it
You can. It's a burst of inspiration. You may re-roll that.
Gotta
natural
use it. You gotta use it.
For his concentration
Not
check.
another nat 20.
Oh,
13 is a pass. As Dewey rushes forwards and casts Spike Growth, you watch as the dagger slams into his chest. He looks down and goes, as he sees blood begin to pool out around the dagger. You watch as the magic begins to fail and almost fall apart in his hands. Lyra, as you concentrate, you still feel that Fey connection, the power of your summon Fey. And as you concentrate and focus, that burst of magic through him renews the spell and keeps the Spike Growth up. As he goes... looking down at his the blood pooling out from the dagger as he touches it, he goes, "Oh, it's mine." looking really afraid.
Oh, no!
At least Spike Growth doesn't go down. That could have been a lot worse. Alrighty. Next up is Obsidian Foot.
Oh,
yeah,
geez.
he's pretty fucking pissed. Matt, can you roll a D100, please?
Sure. Give me a sec. Oh, come on, roll 20.
Just a little D100.
Just cash.
He's got options here. We're going to see what he takes.
So he can't go invisible, and his attacks have disadvantage, right?
60.
Yep. You watch as Obsidian Foot looks around, seeing himself outnumbered, seeing his guards starting to take damage. He is on fire as the chest piece that he's wearing begins burning red hot. You watch as he swears in Dwarvish, Vaskak, pulls out the soul coin and holds it up to his lips and begins speaking in Dwarvish to it. Harry, you hear him say, "If you can get me out of here, you can have anything you want." A voice. There's a pause. And then you hear a voice emanate from the coin. All of you hear it. Anything. Done. And with that, you watch as the flames begin to leap up around Obsidian Foot as he bursts into flame and vanishes.
No! I'm gonna reach out. Obviously, doing nothing.
Nyx, as she sees him disappear with the soul coin, her eyes go wide. She looks back at the rest of the Duergar, back at you lot, and goes, I was going to try and take that. Thank you very much. Obsidian Foot does some things. It is now Bartholomew's turn.
I'm going to walk past Nyx. The coin is not yours to claim. And make my way to the hallway, as Bart has his own plan for it.
The Stone Guards are still there.
Oh, you're right.
They do. One of them has disadvantage because they're
them.
on fucking fire.
No, that's fine.
From the heat metal.
I can do it from here. I was just wanting to get to the doorway for more so show purposes. I would like to spend my turn performing, please, DM. Talking as an action.
Okay.
With hopefully a performance check. I've got 2 paragraphs that I'll just read out.
2 paragraphs.
of our
Hang on.
agreement.
No. You may do a very quick 6-second or 12-second version, depending on what you spend.
Yeah.
Nice try.
The terms of our agreement are set. I simply require soul. Maybe 10 to 12 of your strongest. Yes, your finest warriors. I will leave a ritual circle in your room. Deal. And then I'm going to give a deep bow and with the best of my performance, try to put on both of their voices.
Alrighty.
Oh, that's cool.
Let's get a performance check.
I don't have a plus to this with Channel Divinity. Okay.
That's right. You're a charismatic little boy, aren't you?
I am a 14.
Oh,
You're a charismatic little boy. Oh, that's a short story. A short story of grief and loss. As you
That's fine. I still want them to listen, so I'll scream that out. 14.
As you call this out, you watch as the Stone Guard looks around, like terribly confused, as Obsidian Foot vanishes in a pillar of flame, a voice calling out, "Done." As he vanishes, the Stone Guard turns towards you. What did you do? What is this?
We did nothing. He did this. If we're getting a chance, does it look like maybe at the moment combat's been like temporarily halted?
It's looking like
seeing if
the
I have more time to
Stone
talk,
Guards inside the room. Well, I mean, one of them's burning to death from the heat metal, so we can't stop. We can't until the heat metal's down. We can't, because she's not going to stand there and take 2d8 fire damage every 6 seconds, just waiting for you to figure this shit out. Like, it looks like.
Okay, I think even with the bad roll, I think this is the moment. So I'm going to, if you trust me, I'll call out Ember. Stop, please.
Not Ember. Ember's is on Obsidian Foot.
Oh, Lyra. Sorry, Lyra. I'll ask Lyra if Lyra is happy to. If not, then we keep fighting. I'm fine with that as well. Kieran, I don't have a problem killing Duergar.
Lyra.
But I will.
If you say that you'll lay down your arms, and or maybe just lay down, I'll drop the spell.
The Duergar who's on fire screams and continues like waving around, trying to put out the metal that's burning her. The one who's next to her, the other Stone Guard, looks towards you, Bartholomew, looks towards you, Lyra, and goes, "You drop the spell, and we'll consider laying down our arms, and you will tell us what has happened to our master, to our chieftain."
You mean the one that sold you guys out to the devil?
Lyra, the spell, and I'll do it first. I'm happy to. All about love. I'm going to put down the Odachi and actually get into like a sort of Japanese prayer or submission.
Okay. Yeah. As you drop the weapon, we are. As you jump down on the ground, we are at the end of the initiative round. So Lyra, it is all on you. If you want to drop that spell, you can. If you don't, let me know.
Can I?
Yeah.
See if I can maybe
I like the sound of
get
this.
a little bit of insight into them and just sort of be like, okay, if I drop the spell, are they actually going to play ball or are they just going to round us up again?
Make me an insight check. Absolutely.
Insight check. Not in that one.
Yeah, roll well.
18.
Nice.
Take that.
Lyra, there is a moment of confusion here. 2 sources. One, their leader pulling out this strange coin in his hands, speaking into it, a voice speaking back to him, and flames burning around him. This shadowy figure on the wall cast by the flames with large bat-like wings, almost wrapping its arms around him as he vanishes. 2. Bartholomew did a fairly good impersonation of Obsidian Foot. They don't know where Obsidian Foot went. They know Bartholomew is using his voice to talk, but they don't understand the situation fully. There is a moment of confusion here that you could potentially capitalize on. If you don't play your cards right, you've got to, I mean, at the moment, you could take advantage of this situation. They are sort of on the back foot, and these are people used to following orders. On the other hand, depending on how this goes, you could easily have this turn on you. So easily. Like,
oh, fuck.
Because they might blame you for what happened to Obsidian Foot. You're going to have to play this really carefully. The other thing that's helping you out at this moment, Nyx is kind of standing there looking just as confused as you. They know Nyx has had an agreement with Obsidian Foot. So that's kind of helping. The confusion of Nyx suddenly turning on him and saying, you should have told me about the deal, or you shouldn't have lied about the deal with the devil. That's the only thing that has made Bartholomew's check work. I gave it hidden bonus because they overheard her saying this. So you're in this sudden moment of confusion where, potentially you could turn this back on Obsidian Foot, have the Duergar. Yeah.
All right. So, as a show of good faith, click the fingers, drop the heat metal, and then I'm going to continue off with, now, as I'm sure you both heard, you're in the same room, you're 5 feet away from him, he willingly pulled out a soul coin, a legitimate soul coin, willingly put it in his mouth, and then asked for more help from the devil. That's not something that you can do just willy-nilly. People just don't come across soul coins. He already had a deal with that devil. Which,
deal with all of you.
Indeed. I hear the battle in Avernus is getting quite heated.
There is proof in his chambers, a summoning circle.
The flames where Obsidian Foot had once stood begin to die down, leaving a pentagram with swirls of demonic and infernal script behind. And as that burns away, you see carved into the stone floor the ash left behind of this circle as Obsidian Foot is teleported away. The Duergar who was burning, who's now been cancelled, steps up towards you, Lyra, and looks down at you with her hand ready on her weapon. And as she goes to swing it, her sister grabs her by the hand and holds it. Stop! Stop. It is 5 seconds of our lives to check next door. And if they're lying, we've already got them in one place. Brothers, cease! As the rest of the Duergar who are kind of pushing through the spike growth kind of pause around the outside looking in and going, what's going on? What's going on in there? The Duergar Soulblade looks towards Dewey, pulls out another dagger and goes, you drop this right now, boy, or I'm going to cut your fucking heart out. Dewey, looking at the blood, goes, cancels the spike growth and steps back away.
Call out to the sister that is listening.
Yeah.
1 moment. Harry, can you please give her your glasses temporarily?
Harry takes out his goggles and passes it
Goggles
on.
of
These will help you look at things.
Good call, Harry.
Be able to see the summoning circle. They read magical energy.
Sort of.
Wait,
call.
you mean the glasses, or do you mean the wand?
Is it the wand or the glasses that does it?
The wand is magic detection. The glasses they give you advantage on investigation checks.
Oh, okay. No,
Give the to both. Why not? Why?
Harry hands over both.
You watch as she takes them in her massive. I guess she's a giant at this point. She takes this tiny toothpick and then these tiny goggles, and then you watch as she sighs and shrinks back down again to a normal size. As she walks over and takes the 2 items, she looks at you, Harry, and goes, I don't know how to operate these, so you're coming with me. Just you, Rabbit.
Also, there's a pentagram, right there.
It's just magic. What does that mean? I want to see this summoning circle.
Just magic.
While I can...
We need an expert on magic in here. We need our Zaron.
Prostrated.
Oh, yeah, you go.
While I'm still prostrated, I can be of aid to you. I can sense whatever creature is attached to him. I still have a divine sense left. I'm going to try to convince her to take me along because I can help.
Yeah, maybe a persuasion check. as she turns towards the Duergar soul knife, she calls out in Dwarvish. Harry, you hear this. Fetch the Zaron. We need to know if there's magic here and what type it is. Fetch him now. You watch as the Duergar soul blade nods and then shrinks back down again and rushes off, returning a few moments later with another Duergar. This one decked out in very, very bizarre, almost like layered armor with a hood. His beard is singed and burned in various places, and you can see that he has arcane runes etched up all over the top of his shoulders and down across his armor. As he touches them and presses them out, you watch as this little, almost like flutter of light forms around his hand as he holds it up and then casts it across his eyes as they begin to glow softly. For those of you who are arcane magic users, it looks like he just cast Detect Magic.
Right, I'm here. Take me to the site of investigation.
Harry leads the way.
Do you know where you're going, Harry?
Yeah, I was going to say you don't know what the room is.
Well, she told me to come with them, so and they said just next door.
As you like go to lead the way, you get like 10 steps and turn around, and they're like looking to the south. So you kind of start wandering off on your own a little bit. She turns towards you and goes, "This way." What was your persuasion check? 10. Sorry, yeah, no. She just shakes her head and goes, "One of you may come. That way we know the rest of you aren't going to cause trouble. Because I will kill this rabbit if you... Well, they wouldn't know what a rabbit is. I will kill this beast if you do not follow our every command right now. If you're telling the truth..."
Guys, we got nothing to hide, so you should be fine.
If you're telling the truth, then you've got nothing to fear here. If it's true that Obsidian Foot betrayed us, was offering us our souls as sacrifices to a devil in exchange for his powers. She spits on the ground. That is
Harry
no
spits
leader.
too.
Nice. That is no leader that I would follow. No. The drow may barter with devils, but we are mightier. We are Duergar. You hear a look hoarse from around her as she does this very impassioned speech and then begins marching off towards the south with Harry. Harry.
Harry cheers as well on Dwarvish.
Oh, nice. There's an appreciative look.
Cool.
There's an appreciative look. Harry, as you are led down towards the south, just away from this room and into a narrow corridor that then opens up into a larger study, you soon find yourself staring at almost a hexagonal room. Along one wall is an enormous bookshelf, another a completely glass wall that borders onto the room where you were all being held captive. And you can see a crack across it where someone might have done a bit of damage to it. At the far end of the room, there is a large writing desk, and you can see several jars and crates along the southern wall. In the very center of the room is a large rug that's been laid out to cover most of the stone floor. And as you step in with the Stone Guard and the Zaron, they both begin looking around. The Zaron staring down at the rug and then casting his eyes about. He goes,
There is infernal magic.
This seems like...
Is this the room that we saw?
Oh, yeah, sorry, Harry.
Yeah,
This is 100%. Yeah. This is the room that you saw when you used the clever...
One more very important question.
Yeah.
Is the window still wet from where I licked it?
Given the massive explosion of fire nearby, the 3 massive explosions of fire nearby, I'm going to say that it's now dried. Sorry,
Yeah, Harry mixing it, they have to like it again. Okay, go on. Yep.
Yeah, this is exactly the room that you saw. Again, like in that far corner, you can see the wings.
That was an axe or something hanging on the wall, right?
That was the hammer that he had set up that he's taken.
It was the hammer. Okay, yeah.
And then...
you see the wings. Are the wings in there?
Yeah, I was about to say you can see the mounted wings of Bartholomew hanging on the wall. These beautiful snowy white owl wings.
It's Bart's wings.
Yeah. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Do you go get them? Like, do you go fetch them for him?
Harry just knows it.
Hey, it's Bart's wings.
More importantly, is the window still wet from where I licked it? I don't care about the wings. It's more that I want to know if the condensation from my saliva is still on the window. The amylase from my spit should keep it moist for some time. As you look around,
exactly.
You see the large
same window.
You see the large rug, Harry. That rug, that wasn't here before when you looked into this room. It was just a stone floor. When you were gazing through with the clairvoyance spell, that rug was not there. That is a new addition to this room.
That's a new rug. It wasn't there in the vision we saw. It might be booby-trapped. Do you mind if I take a look first?
You watch as the Stone Guard is with you. The sister looks at the rug, looks up at you and goes, "He requested that only a few hours ago from one of the other bedrooms, one of the dormitory rooms."
It sounds like when Brother Larry was still getting toilet trained, and he would sometimes have accidents on the ground. He'd put the rug over it so no one would see. I think Obsidian Foot's on the same thing here.
He's hiding.
There might be something hidden underneath.
What do you say to that? Like, if anyone has an appropriate answer to that, you watch as the Zaron just nods and goes,
"There are wisps of strange magic around it. The faint smell of sulfur in the room as well."
He begins sniffing around. "Oh no, that's my beard." As he puts out another one of the tiny fires in his beard and sniffs.
No, definitely sulfur.
Harry, you offered to go move the rug back. You watch as the Duergar Stone Guard just nods and gestures towards the rug.
Harry would like to just very carefully look around the sides of the rug to see if there's any levers or any booby traps, magical or non-magical.
I'd love an investigation check. You do still have the Duergar Stone Guard. Now that the Zaron is there, she's actually going to give back your wand and your glasses. She doesn't know what they are. She doesn't know what they do. She's not about to put on some strange items that you've just given her without knowing what they are and what they do. She's going to hand them back to you. She doesn't trust you. Doesn't trust your shit. Could be cursed. Who knows what it is.
Harry, in a very artificer kind of manner, puts his goggles on, adjusts them.
This is just like that time my brother Carrie was struggling without his glasses. That's a natural 20.
Larry's brown accident.
That's a natural 20. Harry.
Fuck yes.
As you gaze at the edges of the rug, oh yeah, baby. Woven into the corners and around the edge, matching with the seam of the rug itself, are a series of arcane runes. A glyph of warding. Protecting against any contact someone might make with the rug to move it or to shift it. Walking on it, touching it's okay. It's if you try and shift it. That's when this glyph of warding will go off. You know that it's going to trigger a very loud, thunderous explosion that will damage everyone nearby. With a natural 20, you can see what these arcane runes do, and you can feel that connection with Figment as he gazes at the rug through your eyes. This understanding floods your mind.
Mr. Zerum, I think this is booby tripped. See, if you look here, this is a glyph of warding, and everything would go big bang if the rug gets moved. I'm not making this up.
Now that you're pointing it out, I can see strange glyphs there. Best be safe with the dispel magic.
As he reaches down, places his hand upon it, casts Dispel Magic. You watch as the runes fade and lose their potency, Harry. The rug should be safe to tip back now.
Harry very sheepishly, like, you know how when a rabbit is like scared of something, they'll keep their hind legs back, but then they'll like reach forward very, very and stretch their body out.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, well, that's what Harry's doing, and just very slowly moving the rug back.
As you slowly begin to pull the rug back, the stone underneath is blank. There's no markings, no etchings, no circle, no runes, nothing. And then, as the rug is fully pulled away, the last of the illusion magic covering it fades with it. And you watch with the Dispel Magic cast, the illusion magic also fades as well underneath the rug. And as you pull it far enough away, that's it. As you gaze down upon, you watch the scorch marks slowly begin to swim into view. The scorch marks you watched the devil create from the soul coin as they etch out, forming a perfect pentagram. Infernal writing moving around the outside, almost writing itself in this dark red scorched earth. And as you look down, you hear a gasp from behind you. You spin your head quickly.
Well,
yeah.
It's not what we found when we lifted up the rug at Larry's place, but it did smell like sulfur.
As you say that and glance over, you can see the Zaron, the older Duergar, the mage, looking down, his eyes wide. You watch as the Stone Guard pauses, turns to him and goes, "Were they telling the truth?" The Zaron turns to her and nods very silently before looking down at the circle. "I've never seen anything like this. I wouldn't even know how to deactivate it. This is deep infernal magic. We need to get everyone away from this thing. I don't know what half these runes mean, but that's related to draining of life. That's related to the soul. We need to get away from this thing right now." Harry?
While they're talking, and they seem very intense talking, I remember there was a treasure chest in the room.
There was a large chest.
Yeah.
Over near the study, over near the desk.
Harry, no!
They're like 3 feet away from you.
Bro.
How much time would it take me just to take a few steps to the side, check if there's booby traps, and start stuffing the bag of holding and trying to hide it? Is that something I could possibly do without them seeing? Or
Harry, they're both in the room gazing down at the circle, but I mean they're
looking very intently.
It's a hexagonal. It's a hexagonal room. You can't really hide behind anything, and you know that there's only 3 of you in here. And they're both, it's like you're further in the room. They've both got the door to their backs. Even though they're looking at each other, one of them is always kind of looking into the room from where they're positioned. You think this is going to be very difficult to try and hide and get to the chest and start getting stuff out of it, but not impossible.
No, fair enough.
I've got to speak as Harry's subconscious. This is what Harry's subconscious would think. He would look and go like, "Oh yeah, I remember my cousin Jerry. He once was able to get into a bank vault and take everything.
Nimble.
Don't encourage it, Owen.
He stole a timepiece right out of the bursar's pocket.
Wow.
And you're better than Jerry. Come on.
Harry just lets out a little whistle.
Jerry's only got a heart of copper.
Biggest one of those I've ever seen. And he's like slowly taking steps towards the chest. So have you noticed any of your friends disappearing over the last little while? Harry kicks the chest.
Okay. You kick the chest.
Yeah, just to see if I can have a look what's inside, how full it is.
You were doing so well, Harry.
It's closed, I assume. It's closed.
Yeah. As you kick the chest, could I please get you make me a dexterity saving throw?
Oh, the chest glyphed as well, Harry.
No!
I didn't mention have a look at it.
But you didn't say you were having a look. You said I kicked the chest.
Harry would like to use his reaction.
Fuck me.
I'd like to add a D4.
even when I signed
That's a 12.
I'm gonna make this. This one's got to be special just for Harry. Let's have a. Oh, fuck me, Harry. What are you doing, mate? So the chest is over here near the desk. Can you move yourself over near the desk, please?
So the others are quite safe. That's good. That's good.
Maybe.
Well, yeah, it's a small room. Isn't the room like 20 feet by 20 feet?
It's a 20-foot sphere. They're safe. It's just you, Harry. It's just you. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I tripped there.
Harry, could you roll me a d6, please?
I don't think you get a chance to just casually say, "I tripped there." Wait until it's done.
Oh shit! Where are Bart's wings in relation to this? Oh fuck!
Oh no!
Oh, they're just out of range. It's okay. It's okay. Oh shit! Can you imagine if it was fire? 2. It's cold. It's cold. You come back. Where are my wings? Harry's just like, I don't know, but there's a weird patch of ash just over there. I don't know how that got there. It's cold damage.
There's a silhouette of wings on the wall.
Yeah. They must have been there at some point. Okay, Harry,
It's like,
we're going to end tonight on this. Oh, fuck! Harry, you take 20 points of cold damage as you kick the chest, Harry. You were doing so well. The natural 20 as you were investigating the carpet, but your attention was split. You were focusing on being silent and stealthy. You were focusing on the two Duergar. And as you walk over and get to the chest, you go, oh, I've never seen one that big. That's not what my cousin Larry saw. And then you kick it. And as you kick it, you watch as the Duergar Stone Guard looks over and her eyes go wide. She goes, no! And then there's an explosion of light and cold. As the glyph of warding around the chest activates, Harry, you immediately feel this cold seep into your bones. Your vision goes dark for a moment as you take 20 points of cold damage. How you feeling?
I'm feeling decent. I'm all right. I'm still up.
As the cold smashes into you, freezing you for a moment, as you feel this bitter cold, so cold it burns as it touches your flesh. As you go tumbling across the floor, you watch as the Duergar rushes up to you, looks down, and slowly pulls out a curved blade, holds it down against your throat. What were you trying to do there?
Oh, she's kicking it.
Why?
Because it's a hearing thing. When we see something that we don't believe, we just need to kick. It's like a bit of a stomp.
Can you make me a deception check, please, Harry? 18! Fucking hell, Harry! Snatching victory from the jaws of defeat.
Harry stumps again when he says it. He does a little,
as you stomp onto the corner of the desk, can I get you to make me
a
no, I'm kidding. You watch as she slowly pulls the dagger away and puts it back in her belt. You warned us about this glyph of warding. If you were trying to take us out with Obsidian Foot's traps, you would have activated it then. Don't touch anything in here. We don't know what's been trapped and what's magical. Certainly not things of value like a chest, okay? Back away from it now.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. I mean, it's probably been deactivated now, but yeah, I'll stop it.
She grabs you by the scruff of your neck, picks you up, and goes, "Getting you out of here." Zaro nods.
It's a very good idea. We need to get away from this circle. Don't get too close to it. I don't know how to deactivate this. We need to get out of here.
If the explosion went off and killed me over it, he could have been a sacrifice to the demon.
That would have been awful. It might have summoned it here.
Oh, yeah, it sounds like a bad day. Yeah, let's leave.
We're sealing off this. I'm sealing off this room until we know that it's safe. No one can come in here. This place is too dangerous. We don't know what will activate the glyph. We don't know where Obsidian Foot's gone.
Yeah, sure. Anyone got any coats?
You pull your scarf tighter around you. Next door, those of you who are on the other side of the glass, you hear this muffled thump and then the sound of crystallized cracking against the glass as you suddenly see the false wall near you shudder for a moment as this is detonated right near the false wall. A moment later, the Duergar Stone Guard comes in, sort of pushing Harry by the scruff of his neck. He's covered in ice crystals. As she helps him into the room and puts him on the ground, she looks towards all of you and goes,
I will get up and sort of draw towards the Odachi. I thought we had
It wasn't us. This was his own doing. Obsidian Foot left traps.
I tripped in fell into a treasure chest and it exploded. But your wings are in there. But they're in his office. Yeah, but there's also a giant sacrificial tribute to the bad people in here as well. So.
Oh.
Yeah, same room. Who knew?
I'm gonna start walking towards the door.
As you begin walking towards it, you watch as the Stone Guard holds up a hand, not to block your path, but in front of you, putting her weapon away.
No, you can't just wander in there. Wait for the Zaron to check. There's our mage to check things. There are traps everywhere. Your friend activated one by just getting too close to a chest, or so he says.
Yeah. You're too close,
I have a question.
You were telling the truth, all of you.
What arm do you like more?
My right, my strong arm.
Which eye do you use more often?
Both?
I want my wings.
Right, and you can get them, but you just need to know where the circle is and you need to be careful. Just you, the rest of you staying in here, one at a time. You've earned some trust. You were telling the truth. All of you were telling the truth. It's at this moment you feel a vibration echo through the stone. You hear the sound of feet running across the stonework as a Duergar in the next room runs forwards. The giants! They're attacking! And that is where we're going to leave off for tonight. Ali, you had a question?
Oh, I was just going to say, instead of Bart going to go get the wings, it may be an easier idea if Niles has the magic detection going and just flies over everything so there's no chance of accidentally tripping anything on the horse.
Well, as long as you don't try and open any chests, you'll probably be fine.
Nah, that is a dwarf height room. I don't know if I could fly very easily around that room.
About 8 feet tall, the room.
I have a wand.
Take it.
Wand.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't imagine it flying very well. 8 foot though might be alright.
You know those drones that they use to take like the bombs? Let's flicker.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh my goodness.
That's great.
I think that's the cliffhanger I want to end on tonight.
What a session.
Oh, guys,
shit.
amazing. Holy shit. That went
great.
very differently to how I anticipated it might go. I had a few different ideas of what you might do. Again, can't fucking predict, Dave. There's no way. I don't even bother trying anymore. Oh, I did. I did try, and I should stop. There's no point. That was very, very nicely handled. Well done. And yeah, very, very well done. I think it's going to be a very interesting session next week. It's all good. It's all good. Don't you worry. You wanted revenge on Obsidian Foot. He has just given a devil a blank check. Trust me. You put him in a position where he has made a absolutely atrocious decision. And you know, Bart, that moment he made that deal, all you've got to do is help him get to 0 hit points.
To like shout something back as like a counter offer, but I realized I'd even thought about this before tonight's session of what things I could offer when the devil appeared to get him on our side rather than Obsidian Foot's. That's what I wanted to do when he summoned anyway, and then start the fight. But I wasn't expecting Obsidian Foot to do that. I thought he would be a little bit more cautious and just try to offer something more than just everything.
So I'm going to reveal behind the scenes,
very
you got him down to quite low health tonight. You unleashed a maelstrom of damage. That's why I had the D100 roll. So depending on how that percentage compared to his remaining health, I had 3 tiers of decision making when he was going to call upon the devil. You got him down very low. Not a lot of options for him. At that point he only had one option left, and it was a very, very 2 options left, but one of them wouldn't have got him out of trouble. This was his only way really to survive this encounter, and even then there is a cost that he is going to pay, and it will be great.
I would have loved to have seen the outcome if Harry had held onto the hammer a little bit longer. That would have been cool.
If you want to know what might have happened with various questions, all you have to do is vote on the poll that is currently up on YouTube. There will be a link in the description below. We are currently having, as a celebration of hitting 1,500 subscribers, very, very exciting news. Probably should have opened with that at the very beginning of the session, but we're here now. As we have hit the 1,500 subscriber mark, we now have a poll up for a Q&A session. It is a Q&A for all the characters, all the players, and for me as well. I will answer every question that I can. I will answer every question. I may have to filter some spoily things. At the moment, Avatar is in the lead, but you right now could change that. If you want to know what things could have happened, how things could have gone differently, that is the perfect time to find out. We will do a Q&A at the end of the campaign as well. That's a little bit further away for Return of the Giants. We have only seen 2 of the giant clans. There are a few more to go. I believe 4 more.
Where is this vote located? Can players vote?
Anyone can vote. It is up on YouTube. It is under the community tab on the YouTube channel. You can vote right now. That is all from us here tonight. Thank you so much, everybody. For those of you who are watching on YouTube and on the podcast, listening on the podcast, thank you so much. It is always lovely having you listen to the recorded sessions. You know what to do. Subscribe, like, comment, leave a review. All of those lovely things really, really helps us out. If you're watching us on Twitch, watching us live, you know the drill. Stick around. We are going to go and raid one of our lovely friends of the channel. In this case tonight, our lovely friend of the channel is... our usual people aren't up. No, who shall we Who shall we raid? Let's go and raid Jobs. They're currently doing a D&D campaign called Into the Labyrinth, it looks like. Although, yeah, they've only been up for 8 minutes. That should be fine, right? I think we can raid them. They should
That's
still be
great.
Oh, yeah, let's go and raid them. That'll be loads. Oh, there's a Descent into Avernus. Now we're going to go raid Descent into Avernus. I love Descent into Avernus. Let's go and raid Fash Demented for Descent into Avernus. Such a good campaign. Let's go and raid them. Thank you so much, everybody. Stay safe, stay well. We will see you all again very, very soon. But until then, farewell. Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.